Hi, everybody. Welcome to Costume Co. Hi. Oh,
Hi,
here.
Maddie.
The queens are all here. We are calling this session to order. Anyway, hi, everyone. It's Heidi from Costume Co. Welcome back to another live stream. It's been a while since we've had one. And this is actually sort of like a dress rehearsal for our new show, Game of Queens. So to start out, without further ado, I just want to introduce to you, I'm sort of like Queen of Thorns. I think this is what we decided, but I have to do a few adjustments on my tiara. So my other fellow queen is Aaron. Hello, Aaron.
Hello.
He's not on camera. And then we also have,
judged.
he's going to be coming on camera in a moment. And then the lovely, the distinguished, the intelligent, the fair maiden that is Tatiana.
Hi.
Doesn't she look beautiful? So what happened? So just to let everyone know, I don't know if you're in Canada or the US, we have like daylight savings time. So what had happened was Tatiana is in Puerto Rico. I don't even know how you say that, Tatiana, correctly.
Puerto Rico, yeah.
Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. So it's like when we scheduled the live stream, Aaron and I went forward because he's in the States and I'm in Canada, and then she is in Puerto Rico, so she stayed the same. So it caused a little bit of mishap there. Yeah. And also we had a huge melt last night, so I woke up to my basement flooded. So that's my drama for the day. And Aaron's having some issues with some sewing that he's doing, right, Aaron?
Yeah, it's she's being difficult.
So before we get started, I just want to say hi to everyone in the chat. Hello.
Hi. And say 30 days. I like my room divider too.
Oh, yeah. So 30 days is here. He's moderating. Sorry, guys, if you have been waiting patiently. We really appreciate it.
We do.
We do. And so I just want to say hi to, we've got Pretty Dark is here, Angel Over. We have the lovely Sunshine and Silver Arrow. We have, who else is here?
Asunk.
Is Asun here? Asun's here, yeah. Granny Alex. Is it Granny Alex? Hi, how are you? I don't know you. So I think and Granny Alex.
Box Mom.
DOS Box Mom is here. So welcome everyone. If I missed you, I'm sorry. So how today's stream is going to work is, so everyone knows that lots of Game of Thrones information has been released in the last few weeks, which is why we decided to come on and talk to everyone. So there was a trailer, there was a teaser, there were posters, there were Entertainment Weekly photo shoots and covers. So much stuff, eh, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Like too much. It's like for months, nothing, and then bam!
Yeah. That's sort of what it was like with me. Like I work during the day, and then, you know, every day I'd be like, oh my God, something else is going on. What's happening here?
Like you forget about Game of Thrones for like 5 minutes, and all of a sudden you just get flooded.
Yeah, I get people like, who is it?
Middle-earth Lore just popped in.
Oh, that's nice. So, so what we're going to do is I've got a slideshow, which sounds kind of boring. It's like, you know, a lecture from school, but we've got all the pictures, got some, there's this really great website, by the way, if anybody wants to find high res pictures, I'm going to try and put a link in the description, but it's called Section of Randomness. Have you guys ever been there?
Not that
I can't say I haven't.
Well, I go there because I don't know who it is that runs the actual site, but they do television shows, and they always have really high resolution images of Game of Thrones. So he's got the posters up there, and all of the HBO images are there. So I was able to get all of those. And then what's great about it, then you can zoom in, but they're like super high res. So unfortunately, the ones on the throne are a little bit because what did you think of those throne posters, my fellow queens?
Well, I love the fact that we got some new costumes. There's that. But there's also, but it looked very painted. It's like I wasn't sure if, like, for example, Cersei's dress was actually red or it was like photoshopped, as I think Aiden said. But no, there is real, and I was so happy.
I know we finally have color back.
Yeah, that was my same reaction. Asun and I had talked about. If anybody doesn't know who Asun, we love her. She's in the chat. We have a group called Game of Thrones Costume Analysis. I put a link in the description. So if anybody wants to come and join it, I think there's only like 20 of us maybe right now. We're a small group, right? And Tatiana's always posting really cool things. It doesn't have to be about Game of Thrones, but, you know, as stuff comes up, we like to look at it. And just so we sort of share ideas with each other about, like, what do you think this might be? What kind of symbolism might that be?
What fabric was made with this thing?
What fabric, yeah, or trim, or, you know, just whatever you guys want to talk about. It's a very open forum. And so when I first, you know, Asun was one of the first people I talked to when I saw the posters, and I was just like, oh my God, they're so photoshopped, right? Like you just said, Tatiana?
Yeah.
And then, like you said, we didn't know if the red was actually a new gown or not, but as it turns out, it was. So that's very cool. So what was your initial thought when you saw the red gown that Cersei was wearing?
Color! Finally, color!
Cersei's back.
As you can see, Tatiana hates color. She's like, she always dresses in black and white.
Like Aaron is basically a rainbow next to me.
Yeah. And as you know, I like red, so I'm wearing it. It's my cosmic color because I'm an Aries.
I'm trying to channel Miss Marjorie Tyrell a little.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
actually
black, so.
Yeah, Aaron's dressed up like Melisandre. He's the Queen of Witches right now. Middle Earth Laura's here too. Hi, Middle Earth. And Silver. Asun says she loves you guys. She loves us too. She's our
Middle Earth. Middle Earth said, wait, that's supposed to be our official one.
Hi, Blue Dragon. Hello.
Hi, Blue Dragon and Middle Earth Lore. Middle Earth was on actually a little while ago, like maybe 3 weeks ago. We did a live stream talking about the difference between Game of Thrones, and then Lord of the Rings. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, Asun's like our fourth queen.
Yeah, she's honorary.
She's our honorary queen. Yes.
She's our queen consort.
Our queen consort. Okay. Yeah. So now before we get on, let me just let you two introduce, if anybody doesn't know the both of you, why don't you both introduce yourselves and say a little bit something about yourself. Tatiana, you go first.
Sure. Hello, fellow Game of Thrones psychos. My name is Tatiana Melendez. I'm from San Juan, Puerto Rico. I'm 26, just turned 26 actually. And I am an actress, singer, somewhat dancer, and costume designer. And I'm actually going to Pace University next fall to study for my master's in theater. So, yay!
Yes, and just before I move on to Aaron, I wanted to say, like, I put both of your descriptions in the description below, but I realized, I was like, I don't have that information about Tatiana is going to New York City, NYC. Woohoo!
She made it.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you, girl. Now, Aaron, tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, you could brighten your minds and look in the description box, but I'm pretty much everywhere, living in the States for pretty much all my life, going around costume events. I've worked on a few film and TV shows. Nothing too crazy yet, but I'm hoping that might change.
Yeah, except
Teen Wolf and Snow White and Hunger Games. And what else was it?
You only worked on the Hunger Games, Aaron. Which I have to do a video analysis of that still. It's one of my favorite movies.
Did the first one and the second one.
Okay, only the first and the second. There were only 3. That's 2/3.
Well, there's actually 4 because they split the last.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay, yeah, but I didn't think they needed to do that. They could have done it. I think they could have done it.
That's what all the movies do nowadays. They keep changing everything.
So the other thing I want to talk about while I'm trying to looking at the chat, sorry, my phone's gone screwy, is, okay, so we had a really great video launch this week. We could say dropped, but I'm over 50, so I'm not supposed to say dropped.
Over 50.
Yeah, I said, if you use dropped and you're over 50, you sound like an idiot.
Oh, by the way, thank you, Asun and Pretty Dark and Angel lover, thank you for the birthday wish and the congrats. Thank you.
Well, when your birthday was last week, right?
Yeah, on 25th. February 25th.
Oh, 25th. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Tatiana, we'll have to have a party for you. We'll have to have a virtual party.
I'm good with this. This is my party right now. I'm
okay. So before we do that, so we had a video. Do you guys want to talk a little, just quickly, about the new video we put out this week?
I'm glad it's over with.
Well, it's a relief, but tell us a bit about the video, Aaron.
Well, we just with you guys' votes and everything, we made a list of the top 20 men's costumes from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and how many
covered? I think it was 27 total.
Yeah, 28.
Also with the honorable mentions.
Yeah. But we started out with how many? Like 100?
About 6,000.
Well, no, the women's was 100.
Oh yeah.
I think this was at least like 60.
That's not bad. 60.
Thanks, Middle Earth.
But no, the video was challenging, and then as we were designing and picking out stuff, Christmas happened, and then we kind of sort of forgot about it, but we got back on track.
Yeah. Eventually, it took a year, but we got it.
Yeah. But anyway, and then that's sort of a follow-up to our top 20 women. So we put the video up, and then at the end of the video, we have the top 20. So if anybody hasn't seen either of them, so if you watch the top 20 best men's costumes, and at the end, it'll have the link to the top 20 women's costumes, and then you can get sort of the full experience of, and you guys did such a great job. Like, I loved your quotes. You came up with some really interesting things that I hadn't even thought of. I was like, wow, that's very cool.
Yeah, we went on the rabbit hole.
And the other thing was really great, if anybody has seen it or hasn't seen it yet, but will hopefully, is that Tatiana and Aaron named all of the costumes. So that was really fun. And I think you did a really good job of it.
Thank you.
I'm pretty proud of some of them.
I'm pretty sure if we didn't have unlimited cell data, we probably would have used all of it just discussing the top 20 men's.
Yeah, and we didn't get one thumbs down on the video yet. There will be somebody, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's always someone.
There will be somebody.
Everybody has their opinion, even if it's a poopy one.
And some of the people who commented, like, I really, someone like Viserys, season 1, which I was like, yeah, it's a great I mean, just we didn't have the room, right? So that's all it came down to. Well,
actually, I remember I saw the comment, and I think it said for Varys, wrong side of the coin was a good pick, and actually that was Tatiana who really, I think she's the one who
pushed for that.
I think she's the one who. Because I don't know. Yeah, I think that was one of her original names for it.
Which one's wrong side of the coin? Which one was that? Is that
Varys, the Dany and Drogon wedding?
No, Drogo. Yeah, the Viserys is nickname.
Oh, Viserys, not Varys. Yeah. Viserys. Oh my God, Aaron, you're starting to sound like me with the pronunciations. I could not say Viserys for like 2 years.
Oh yeah.
It took me 2 years. Someone was teasing me the other day because I had said Gilly or Jilly instead of Gilly. Jilly is actually the name of a strip club in Toronto.
Oh God.
Ooh,
Jilly's. Yeah. So I had that in my brain, I suppose. So okay. So next, and also I want to say, so this show is new, and what we're planning on doing for everybody. So, all the Game of Thrones people who do videos and cover the show are, planning what they're going to be doing for the new season. So what we decided we would do is we're going to do this show. We still have to, fine tune things, but it looks like we'll probably be doing Monday evening, I guess, Tatiana, if that works for you too. And so the show will air on Sunday, and then we will do our sort of, I'm calling it red carpet fashions meets fantasy costume sort of thing. Yeah. So it could get a little catty. We'll try not to be too mean. But I think and there's going to be some wine involved. We're going to be drinking wine. I'm trying to get a wine sponsor.
It depends on how much wine we drink.
Yeah.
We're not held responsible for intoxicated cattiness.
Well, yeah, I was on AU Pack Mule's stream not too long ago. I think it was earlier in the week. And I was telling him, I said, okay, I don't know how it's going to go. It could be like a dumpster fire if we really get into the wine.
We'll just have purple tea. It'll be all.
Yeah. So, we'll have to just see how it goes. But we'll try, I think we're I think we're all really fair. I don't think there's anything any of you guys have said that I think has been, you know, unfair. Some people have gotten mad at me about Cersei.
Yeah,
But
you know, people.
What can I say?
But I'm sorry. Even Lena Headey referred to her wig as a turnip. Did you hear that? She called her wig a turnip. She called it the turnip.
I was about to say, if any of you have seen Drag Race, one of the drag queens' names is Milk, and she wore a wig that was basically a helmet, and it was the exact same thing.
Oh yeah, that was that was choice.
Who will be Joan Rivers? I think that has to be me because I'm like the oldest, right? And I'm going to be, and I'm sort of like, go ahead, Tatiana.
Oh no, that Pretty Dark said that I love Game of Thrones and I love costuming, but I've never been particularly into Game of Thrones costuming, confessing. It's like, it's okay, Pretty Dark. Everybody starts somewhere. If it's not it's gonna be something else. Yeah. Oh, and also thanks to everybody for wishing me happy birthday and congrats for the school thing.
and Asen says she's actually, after watching our video, she said she realized that she loves the male costumes more than the female costumes. And it's funny because I said that actually earlier in the week. I said I really like, I think the men's costumes don't get as much love as the women's costumes. Everyone's sort of, you know, Cersei and Sansa and Marjorie Tyrell, and, you know, they tend to fawn over those ones, but, you know, the guys don't get as much love. And I think like Joffrey and Tywin and some of the guys, the lads, you know, their clothes are just as gorgeous.
Oh, there's a new viewer, Priscilla Becerra. Hi, Priscilla.
She wished you a happy birthday. That's very nice. And
Angard
is new as well. He says, I thought Histar Zolorak's Victim of the Harpy costume was pretty awful, like the rest of the list. Okay, well, we're going to have to disagree on that one. I loved it.
Well, you know, I've always had this saying, you know, just because it's not your cup of tea doesn't mean it's going to be somebody else's favorite.
Blue Dragon,
but we're glad that you liked the video.
Yeah, thank you so much. We don't expect everyone to agree with us. Blue Dragon, we have Danny's white coat in the women's top 20, although I guess just gave that away. So now you're going to be like, why should I watch it? Because I know she's on that list. But there's 19 other costumes on it as well.
And 7 other honorable mentions.
And 7 honorable mentions. Oh, and by the way, the video is a little bit long. So what I did in the description is I put, like, if you want to skip to top 10 or you want to skip to the honorable mentions, or you just want to, you know, go right to number 1. So, you know, if you don't want to watch the entire video, you can just go to number 1 and find out who got the top spot. And I think I was pretty happy with what you guys came up with. Like my personal favorite, of course, is Chaos is a Ladder. My personal favorite for the men. And then Melisandre. I don't know what you guys called her. What's the
something about innocence?
Innocence Lost?
Innocence Lost, I think. Yeah. So that was my favorite. But I think they both were in the top 5, were they not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we usually do a pretty good job of agreeing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So what we're going to do now is, so I got a bunch of pictures from the new season. So if anybody hasn't seen them, or maybe if you have, but, you know, we're just going to kind of go through them. Okay. And if anyone has any comments or questions along the way, you're welcome to do that. Oh, I'm just going to play, in case you haven't seen the new promo, I'm just going to play it one more time. Okay. Does that sound good? It's going to have music underneath it, but we didn't have a chance to do that. And Tatiana, she designed the logo, which is basically our 3 initials. So just check it out. Tatiana, you mind if I play it again?
Sure.
So let me go back here. Okay, here. It's going to go again. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Sorry, I didn't have it on the camera. There we go. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's so pretty. And I just want to say my husband Jack did that. So I want to do a nice shout out to Jack for coming up with that. So Tatiana did the logo, but Jack did the actual animation. So that's going to be our intro, right, Tatiana? So first slide we've got up here. This is the group shot. I decided to start with this. Can you, Aaron and Tatiana, can you see this?
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah. So it's the group here. Let me just click on here so it stays. It's the group shot from the Entertainment Weekly photo shoot. So if anybody in the chat hasn't seen it, I actually made my Twitter banner into this.
That is awesome.
Oh, Sunshine gives a full round of applause for the. Well, I was pretty darn impressed with it because I was just like, oh my God, we need something and it has to fly in and it has to be pretty and
Well, so I thought Tatiana is so talented at drawing and also Jack for the animation and everything.
Yes, it's just a wonderful collaboration.
We do have
Asen saying the fur coat, so much fur, eating and inhaling, laugh out loud. Are you talking about Asen, are you talking about when you were making your doll? Because Asun made an actual, I don't know what scale it is, my dear. You can tell us. She made a reproduction of Daenerys's white winter coat from season 7. And it is un-effing believable.
I think she was referring to shaving the fur and
shaving the fur. Well, hopefully they're wearing masks. All right. So would you have a comment about this sort of overview picture? What do you guys have to say about it?
Priscilla kind of said what I thought. Well, how she's talking about, I don't know how I feel about her friend zone and the spider, where they're just in the corner.
Yeah, maybe there's something going on between the two of them.
I don't know, maybe lovers.
No, I kind of love Bubba Husky's comment about Melisandre. He says, "Red priestess, more like red seamstress, making all the boys' pants tighter." Lol.
Okay, that just went over my head, huh?
It's like, wow, Bubba Husky, you know innuendo pretty well.
Are you talking about because they get excited, so therefore they're and then their pants get tight from being excited?
I'm guessing so.
This is a family-friendly channel, everybody.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Asen says, I don't want to imagine the full size. Okay. So, all right. So that's just, do you have any other comments besides what you just said, the two of you? I mean, you can see the color, although it's a bit, the picture's a little bit muted.
It's a little bit muted just because of the filters, I think. But also, I don't know. It's just kind of sad because it's kind of like the farewell.
Yeah, I agree.
It's kind of like a curtain call, seeing them all together like that.
Where they all come out and bow.
It does, yeah. It is sort of sad. Okay, so next we're going to go to all right, so we're going to start with Cersei. We're going to start with Dany and Jon. So now Jon, he's just wearing what he wore last year in this picture at any rate, like the cloak, I should say. But Dany's got a new costume. So did you guys have any thoughts about this? There's a front-loading picture of it. Do you have any thoughts about that?
I absolutely and unmistakably love almost all of Dany's new costume that we've seen, and especially this. She looks so good in white, especially when it's white and red, and I just love it because, again, it goes so well with like the winter background, but at the same time, because of the red lines, she doesn't like melt into the background.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I think the costume also kind of reminds me of what's the book series title? The Song of Ice and Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because white and red.
I don't know. I just love the little hints of red.
Just
a little bit of Targaryen.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So if anybody doesn't know this, so last season, Michelle Clapton, she's the costume designer, series costume designer. So she had said, she didn't have a lot of red on Dany when she came to Dragonstone. So she said, if I kind of went full on red at the beginning, I'd have nowhere to go. So what she's doing is she's just allowing the red to kind of creep in. So last season, this costume, a version of it, didn't have any of the red, if you recall. It was more like taupey color, like she had the taupey.
Yeah, it was reddish.
Reddish, yeah.
And with the red cape.
Mm-hmm. So this is definitely, and then she's got the, so what they've done, I don't know if I've got a picture of it. She's got the red cravat, the red gloves. There's a bit of a red cape in another picture, and then she's got sort of the red fur. Like last year, I thought it looked like a rabbit fur, so it's sort of like lining her. There's a close up of it there, guys.
Everybody kept saying that she will. especially Priscilla. She said Danny's fur coat equals ghost.
Yeah, somebody else said that. Someone else had said to me that they thought it looked like a werewood tree.
It
Yeah.
kind of does.
Hmm.
Oh, by the way, hi Vanessa, Amnesty.
Hi,
She just
Vanessa.
came in.
I think Vanessa, you're from South America, aren't you? I thought she was from South America, somewhere south. So just tell me in the
And
chat if you
hello
are.
to OTDA.
OTDA, what does that stand for? Oh, you said,
I
okay.
have no
What's
idea.
going on, y'all? Cheers. Everyone hit the thumbs up. Thanks, OTDA. That's lovely. So, and then, now, what do you guys think of this cravat thing she's wearing here? I can do a little close up for you. What do you think of
I
that?
hope it's not foreshadowing.
Yeah,
Well,
it looks like blood. It looks
someone
like
was saying that it's meant to cover her love bites.
Oh
ha!
God.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
didn't.
yeah. Vanessa's from Venezuela, living in Peru.
Oh,
Oh.
hi!
So we have another
Happy
Latin
New
gal.
Year!
Well, I
And
think it's also she's in a colder climate, so
yeah, I mean, I think that's what Michelle Clapton's solution was for that. And then because I noticed there's a picture, we'll get to it in a bit, where uh, Sansa is also wearing a cravat.
and the other strange thing is too, it's almost kind of Caitlyn-esque.
Yeah.
How she
Yeah,
would wear the scarves around her.
yeah, I think so. Well, it's funny because all the men wear like a cravat of some type, right? Except it's done more like a stock tie, whereas this one is almost done like an ascot. So that might be the only thing that kind of bugs me, but most likely what happened in a fitting, they were just kind of playing around with it, and that's what they came up with.
Yeah, I think it's more like a what is it? Where presidents would dress up as like people from the country or something.
Yeah,
Where she's
it's
kind of
like her.
adopting.
I think it's basically like what she's done all throughout the series, that she adopts styles from the places she goes to, or conquers.
Hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that when she and John met, he was wearing a cravat because, well, they always wear a cravat. So maybe she's like starting to adopt
Yeah.
Westeros fashion too
Yeah. Yeah,
into her overall
that's a good
style.
point. Yeah, I just think that I don't know that they do them that way, but it's possible that they do because their collars are quite high, right? So you usually just see the little top bit of it.
And
Um,
usually she also, since cars, she tends to adopt men's fashion more than women because men have the strength, so she has the strength.
yeah, yeah, and she wants to show strength.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Vanessa says she likes the ascot style, but not the color. So you would have you would have preferred that she not. Oh, because I guess Michelle's probably just trying to tie in it into her gloves and make it matchy. Would you have preferred it been white or something instead? Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. It's one of those things I have to sort of like, I don't know how you two feel about this. A lot of times when these pictures come out, I sometimes have to sit with them for a while. Like I can't always make my decisions. Do you find that, Tatiana or Aaron?
What was
Mm,
that?
Do you find sometimes when you first see a picture from the show that you can make an immediate decision? I sometimes have to sit with it for a while and think about it.
Yeah, I mean, that same thing happened with like one of her later costumes that we'll see. That at first I was like, oh my God, I love this, but then I had to like sit down. And it's like, well, I still
Yeah.
love it, and we'll get there.
mhm.
Yeah,
But
and also we're just looking at it in the trailer. It's kind of out of, I mean, we kind of have a sense of what's happening
yeah,
here, but a lot of the times when we're looking at the costumes, we're seeing them out of context, and they're probably out of order. Like I'm pretty certain this is from the debut episode, because we know that they go to Winterfell, so this is likely from the debut. But like for instance, Sansa with the dragon scales, I have a feeling she's not going to be in that till quite later.
yeah, basically.
So
Well, usually I always like put on my glasses and a magnifying glass and kind of look at every aspect of the costume to try and see if I like it or if the detail's pretty or just, if even if there's like hidden little things in it.
yeah, so Vanessa says it just doesn't do anything for her so far. So I kind of feel the same. I honestly I don't know what the solution would have been. What I thought was weird, I thought like if she was going to pick up on what they were doing, then she might have worn the collars that Catelyn Stark wore. but she's got that Targaryen silhouette happening. So, this is the thing. We don't know necessarily what Targaryen women would have worn. We haven't seen anything. I mean, Viserys is really the only person, and then his father in flashback, but we haven't really seen what a woman in the series, I should say, not in the books. You know what I mean?
And also in the official, like behind the stories where, all the actors would voice the stories. Whenever we see Targaryens, it was only really, what's his name? Aegon, Visenya, and what's his other sister's name? I can't remember. Rhaenys. And they were all wearing like this armor type.
Yeah, so Priscilla's saying that all these images we're getting are from the first 3 episodes. I mean, but to put that into context, there's only 6 episodes, so that's half of the final season, right?
Of course, they're doing this to us.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a nice wide shot of Jon and Dany. I think here she's got a fur stole on. She's not wearing the fur stole in these pictures, right? Oh, in the first one she is. She's wearing the fur stole there.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it.
I love it. It's so pretty. That's definitely a northern nod. That's definitely a nod to the north. But what I noticed here in this rear shot, you can sort of see her cape is sort of flying back. So she has some type of cape. But the thing I loved is that the lining is done in red, which is very beautiful. Here, let me see if I can zoom in a bit here. So you can sort of just see it ever so slightly.
Yeah, her half cape.
Because one of the things I thought might have been very cool if they didn't do it, if they had done the dragon scale on the back with the red, but they didn't do that.
They did the different fur in season 7.
Mm-hmm. It looks like they've just done a gray.
Yeah.
Well, true, but also maybe we might get something like that later on in the season, hopefully.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe we'll see something else. So that's her first outfit. And then this is her second outfit. I designed this little new look. So just every time you see that, every time you see that little stamp, new look, it means it's something we haven't seen before, just to keep things clear. So this is one of the posters. Earlier, Middle-earth Lore had asked, he thought these were fan done, but no, these are official from Game of Thrones, HBO. And what I had ascertained is that the background is actually just a stationary picture, and then they've actually cut out the actor and stuck them on the throne. Yeah. So the pictures were taken in a different set. Oh my God, AU, that is so sweet. AU just gave us a super chat. He says, "Thank you, Heidi. That was very nice of you." AU. Well, that'll buy a bottle of wine for our
awesome.
for a couple of tea bottles. Thanks so much, AU. That's lovely. So here and I was on AU's. Well, I just want to do a shout out to AU. So AU has a channel. He does Game of Thrones. He does Westworld. He's been on my show like 3 times, I think. And I was on his show this week. And he is doing 30 days of interviews, like live interviews this month. So he's on day 10. Like, that's an incredible amount of work. And so he's gotten people all over the Game of Thrones fandom community to come on his show. And I just want to, say how much I appreciate him. And I think he's such a great creator. So it's really nice to have you. In 30 days, I don't know if you've met AU before. He's been in here a little bit. Asen says the tiny silver dragon pieces are awesome also on the cut of the coat. Yeah, so I don't know if I have a close-up of that, Asen. You can just see them ever so slightly. There's these tiny little sort of like silver scales that she's put on the collar.
Yeah.
But you can, sorry guys, you can barely, you can maybe see them a bit better there.
Barely see it. I just thought it was fur.
Yeah, and it's probably Michelle Carragher. So they're just sort of blended in with the fur, just sort of like, just a little tiny detail, but just a bit of sparkle for her. Cool. This is a very cool shot, eh?
Well, we kind of saw the same thing on her arrival to Dragonstone, where it was the crystals kind of blended in with the top of her coat.
Yeah, so I think it's the dragon scale, she's just sort of changing it up a bit. Michelle Carragher probably, her fingers must be just, she's getting arthritis in those because she's been working on the show for like eight years now.
Well, hopefully she has people who are her underlings.
Yeah, she has a team, I hope. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on this new costume from Danny here? This gray one.
This is
Mm.
the one that I thought like at first, oh my god, I love this, is awesome. But then I went back to it. It's like I still love it, but I feel like it's missing something. I
I'm
feel
not,
like
yeah, the bottom
it's
is
unbalanced.
the bottom doesn't jazz me as much. I think that's what it is. So if we go forward here, like you can see the top of it, right? Which is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I think what it is, it's
Mhm.
the bottom. What do you think,
Yeah,
Aaron?
it's so
I
plain.
think
It,
I
it
think
needed
if
it
they
needed
would
at
have
least
added a bit of fur, maybe to the trim or
Yeah.
yeah,
something.
just a fur
I agree.
trim or fur lining that could
But my
show up.
problem is that it's just so bulky. She looks like a football player.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, she's such a tiny frame, right? So anytime you take a little person like that and then you add it, and I
It
think with
almost reminds me of Joffrey with those huge sleeves that he would
Mhm.
wear.
Yeah, the one thing I do like about it is I don't know if you can zoom in. Oh yeah, this is actually what I thought this kind of looked like.
Yeah. Yum.
I had said when I was on I was on In Deep Geeks channel, and I said that I thought she looked kind of like a multi-layered cake, like these thin little layers. You know, that's what the fur looked like.
I
Little
was wondering,
sandwich.
I was wondering what the hell that
She's
picture
like,
was in the
what is that?
slideshow.
I don't know. I always see food in things.
Yeah.
That's sort of what happens with me. I see food.
Yeah.
Doesn't that cake look good though?
Yeah.
I thought it
I
looked
wanna,
like teeth.
you thought you sorry, what did you think?
I thought it looked like teeth when I first saw it. I was like, why is this in the picture? I thought it was like a reference to what Arya did, but then I realized the layering is what you meant.
Yes. Now, if you look here, you can kind of see the silver little scales as well.
Yeah.
They almost look kind of like claws, like just tiny little claws.
Yeah.
But
They
you know,
might be it might be scale mail.
That
it
too.
could be. It could be. Oh yeah, tiramisu blue dragon says, yeah.
Yummy.
I
But
get
actually, if you look
my
around her
birthday's coming up, so I'm gonna
collar on the top of it actually has very dark red fur trimmed on it.
yeah, underneath it, it's kind of lined with it. Um,
Hmm.
and then you can even see a little bit of the silver in the, just in the front as well. She's just put little bits of it there.
It's
Yeah.
just little
Yeah.
hidden
I don't know if I have another
trinkets and
picture of it.
baubles.
Oh, this is from the trailer. This is all I could get. It was like really pretty bad. Oh, Asun says she likes this coat better than the white one. Do you like the bottom though, Asun? I'm not as crazy about the bottom. I think
It
like, I
just
don't
needs
know.
something. It just needs a little fur.
Oh, by the way, hi A3. A3 just popped in.
Hi, A3.
Hi.
Now, yeah, so I grabbed this one. This is the scene. Does it look like she's on her boat maybe in this picture?
No, I think she's in Winterfell.
She's in Winterfell.
Yeah,
I think
because
so, and it's the exact same
it will be
costume
a
we're
bit
just
hard
looking
to
at.
put up to make a fire of on a boat.
Is
And
there a fire there?
I think she's.
Yeah, her
I think
face
she's
is
on a
glowing.
hearth.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm not clever when it
So
comes to that stuff.
the way how this scene was shot, it almost for some reason I think this might be where they learned news that they're related.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, it's like, oh, schnitzel.
Like, damn, I done boinked my nephew.
It's like, yeah. I mean, he's a good-looking nephew in her defense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny that people are getting all hung up on the whole incest thing because I was like, well, they would, I mean, back in the
The
Middle Ages.
Targaryens, they did all the time.
Yeah, but back in the Middle Ages, that wouldn't have been a big deal. Like,
Oh yeah,
marrying
there
your
were
And again, I know
royal
it's like,
Yeah.
houses.
for us, it's like a big deal, but
Yeah.
one, Middle Ages, and two, this is the Targaryens.
Yeah, they're both Targaryens, so it sort of falls into their wheelhouse.
Yeah,
I
their
mean,
whole
if,
bloodline.
Yeah.
if Viserys didn't need the Dothraki army, he would have married Daenerys. If they
Yeah.
had if the war, the rebellion, and all the things that happened didn't happen, she and Viserys would have gotten married. It would have been horrible, but they would have gotten married.
Yeah, that is
Now,
true because of I don't. But the thing is that it's been through history. We're not shy of it. We've learned of royal families who have done it constantly, and also we've been watching Cersei and Jaime kind of go at it since season one.
yeah. And I remember the first time there was a movie years ago called Angels and Insects that had this brother and sister couple. They're both twins as well, getting it on. And I remember
Oh,
like,
that's
oh my
like
God,
Flowers in the Attic.
like Flowers in the Attic, yeah. So we this isn't a new thing. George didn't invent that. Now, okay, so here's another new look. What do you guys think of this one?
Not as in love with it as the other one, but I still love it.
I love the little almost middle jigsaw teeth that are lining the fur.
That's my favorite part. The pinking, like it's like Asen and I were saying, it looks like it might be suede or leather, and then they've done a pinking technique, which you do with a type of scissors.
She looks like a buzz saw, but like a really cool buzz saw.
Yeah, like.
By the way, Core Angers, he just asked, I had a thought. Did Dany have that white fur coat ready when she got word that she was needed north? Or did some poor person have to make it in a hurry hours before she left?
Yeah.
I think she already had that. I mean, again,
I think that's the big question for Game of Thrones, really.
And she's not used to like the colder climate of Dragonstone, so she probably had it ready.
I have these. I always make up stuff in my mind that she's got like a seamstress on hand who creates her wardrobe for her.
Kind of like going mad.
Yeah, kind of like in we were talking about the Hunger Games. You know how you had like Katniss has her own designer. I kind of sort of think that she has her own designer on staff.
What's his name? Senna?
Yeah. What's his name? Sunshine? What was his name? Senna.
I think.
Yeah, which is played by Lenny Kravitz. So I sort of think of her having her own Lenny Kravitz on hand. It's like, oh, Daenerys, so I have, and they have, I'm gonna make this outfit for you. Oh, okay, whatever you think. She's probably, and then I think her designer also makes Tyrion's outfits for him as well. Because you remember in season, I think it was season 2, or was it season 2? I think where she was like, oh, here, I had this made for you for her brother, and then he threw it down.
Oh, no, that was season 1.
That was season 1. Yeah. So
because he dies in season 1.
Oh, he dies in season 1. Okay. So she made that out for him, but he was disgusted because it was made out of horse leather or something.
And Adrian said a gaggle of seamstresses.
A gaggle. Well, she has the designer, and then there's the team, right? So she's got them somewhere in Dragonstone, making her and Tyrion their outfits, and maybe probably even Varys.
Yeah.
I can see it.
So, and then, she's got this. Now, I don't know if this is the same cravat. It looks like it's a little bit of a lighter color.
It looks more, either it's more worn or it has some kind of detailing on it.
Yeah.
To me, it looks like it's like a silk, like a Dupioni silk or something.
What's that technique called? Acid washing or?
It could be distressed or, you know.
It looks
for sure. Yeah, it does. I kind of like that one better, actually.
Or it could be that the filters make the color of the ascot look darker, and that's actually the real color.
True, and also Photoshop. And
So I think I have another look of it. So here she is again with Jon. So this is a little bit fuller. You can see that she's got... Now, one of the things I had said, I think I said this on a used channel, is that last season she had these zigzags on her sleeves, or upper sleeves. So those are gone now. And she's done this sort of... fabric manipulation technique on the sleeves instead. So why do you think the zigzags are gone? Any thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's because she has to put on her battle armor, so to speak, because she's about to get into some big battles.
True, or it could be, the costume department didn't want to do it again, or it could be maybe the zigzags were uncertainty, but now she knows what she's doing.
Well, in the video, possibly. Yeah, like in the video, I think, you could look at the zigzags as being like a lot of the costumes have them, so it could be that it supposed to look like scales.
Or maybe, it was almost kind of like the belt situation. They were like, we can't do the belt again, or we can't do the zigzags again.
Maybe they just wanted to change it up then.
That's the cool thing about costume departments. They'll change things subtly, but I think this one was a little bit of a jar.
It's funny. Pretty Dark thinks that Jon's cape looks like a cheap bedspread. It's actually, if you zoom in, it's actually a really beautiful fabric. It's kind of like a burned out velvet or something like that.
It kind of reminds me of the Sleepy Hollow, the Hessian cape.
Yeah, and we just did that video. And then, Hi Hindsight says the silver chain swag is so cool. Yeah, so the silver chain was actually commissioned by Eunice and what was their names again? Eunice and something. So those are custom made. Michelle designed them, and then these jewelry designers created them, and then they sell them. Actually, you can buy them from their website. It's called the NY Collection. They're only like $5,000 though.
Yeah, it's like.
And the other thing that I found cool is we always see her wear the swag. I think that's what somebody called it, but we always see her wear it with her Targaryen 3 dragon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I just love how it looks like a spine, like it's the dragon spine wrapping around her.
Yeah, so how they've designed it, which is very cool, it has a loop on it, so you can attach a cape to it, or you can detach the chain so it can be worn just like a brooch. So sometimes she just wears it without. So they did a lot of the jewelry. They did some of her neck pieces from season 6 as well. So they're really talented.
Hi, Mary Hill.
Oh, hi, Marie. How are you, my dear? She is, Marie is a wonderful creator. She had an awesome show. She was on, Heinz says, yeah, only $5,000. Marie was on AU Pack Mule's show this week, and she had some, it was such a great live stream. I really enjoyed it. Some wonderful insights from her. You guys just crack me up, by the way, in the chat.
You know, it's only $5,000.
Target home collection.
Ooh, Blue Dragon has Dany's necklace from season 6. Which one, Blue Dragon?
Oh shit! Which one?
Is it? Did you buy the official or did you get it from Etsy? Oh, she says the exact one. She says she has the exact one. Amazing.
Ooh. So, how is your bank account feeling? I'm just wondering.
Sunshine says she would take 2. That's a good price. I'll take 2. All right. So we're going to move into Jon a bit here. So, we've got, he's obviously pictured with Dany and some of these. Yeah. So this cape, the bedspread cape, we'll start calling it. Sure. Was, he's worn it for like all last season. So here we have a picture of him. Now, everyone said that he looks just like Ned Stark on the throne. I think what it was, there was a picture of Sean Bean in season 1 on the throne in the same position. So obviously.
Oh yeah, that's a really far callback.
Yeah. So they did a side by side, but so he's wearing the full on armor. Someone today actually in our video, guys, said, that they thought that we should have had the northern capes in our top 20. And I said, well, I think probably what would happen is, say, if we have Jon Snow's armor on our armor list, then that would sort of just go all together. Don't you think it would be like the whole package?
True. And also we discussed a while ago about the what was it? The most forgotten costumes.
Mm-hmm.
And we were, gonna add like Cersei's Winterfell clothes and everything to it.
Like Tormund, I think I love Tormund's costume. Like it gets overlooked, but it's like the wildling costumes get overlooked a lot of the time.
Oh, yeah. So don't worry.
A lot of the stuff in Esso. So we'll have more stuff coming. We're big fans of the show.
Game of Thrones is such an in-depth world. We can probably still be making YouTube videos after it ends in like 40 years.
I'm still getting inspired to design more costumes.
Oh my god, our viewers are like the funniest people. So Priscilla says, "I wish I was Sean Bean's 10th wife."
Lol. I've already mentioned this, but I've met Sean Bean. I've met him in
Oh, you're kidding! Hopefully, he wasn't drunk when you met him.
Oh, he was.
He was drunk.
Sun just went out a little bit.
Because I went to the BAFTA Awards, and he was there. I think he was either presenting or accepting an award at BAFTA, and I waited like hours upon hours because they were like in the after party, and he came out and he was like drunk and tipsy, and I was like, "Can I take a picture?" Yeah, okay.
Oh my god,
Heidi, what did you do to Vanessa?
Vanessa, I am so sorry. I was trying to scroll through the chat. I apologize. I timed her out. I am so sorry.
Oh,
sorry, Vanessa.
Sorry, Vanessa. Really, there was a mistake. We still love you.
I was just trying. I'm on my phone, and it's such a little tiny screen.
You didn't kick her at all, did you? Or
no, she's just timed it. She'll be back.
We're sorry.
We love you, Vanessa.
Don't hit her.
So we're not getting much information here. What do you guys think of his like man ponytail bun thing?
Fucking man buns.
Well, it's Kit Harington and he can rock it. Not a lot of men can rock it. But
yeah.
I'm sorry, but unless you live in the 14th century or older, or you're in Game of Thrones, only a few men can make a man bun work.
Do you think probably they're trying to do it though so to tie him more into Ned?
Possibly, but he never really had like the full man bun. He has it.
He had a
The
half
funny thing is, he
ponytail.
wears it just like Arya.
Yeah, he had a
Yeah,
half
like
ponytail.
Arya or like Ned. Also, hindsight said, "I wish Renly Baratheon had flashier costumes. The show or the book spoke of him having great clothing, but on the show it was rather tame." Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I
I
think
would
that was
have
really
better
because of the
costumes.
first
I mean,
season budget.
I love his armor. His armor is bam.
Yeah.
But
Hindsight says he has a man bun and he rocks it. But
yeah, gold, man bun.
but 30 Days says it's not really a man bun, it's more of a ponytail. Yeah, that's a different
Love.
thing, right?
It's a bro tail.
A bro
Yeah.
tail. Oh,
The
so I
bro
wanted to show you this. This was brought to my attention by, I don't know, Twitter. So this is Jon's belt. So yeah, what do you think of that?
Cool. He's appropriating something for his lady.
He has.
He's trying to like gel with his lady.
It's pretty funny because he's actually been wearing like the same belt for like 7 years.
I'm surprised that belt has not given out.
Maybe that belt was a gift from Dany.
Let me tell you something.
It might have been a gift from her.
The fabric they used for Jorah's shirt, Arya's boy costume, and Jon's belt could probably power NASA for their next space expedition.
They must have I mean, I know that Maisie Williams, they had to have multiples for her costume because she was like growing. So she's basically in the same outfit, but yet she's grown. Like, so you would think she would be like a snake who would have to shed her skin and get a new, set of clothes. But they just decided, no, we're just going to have her in the same outfit for 4 years.
I mean,
it's
strange.
She happily like just threw it into the water. It's like,
yeah,
finally.
She wanted to burn it.
What's strange is that the belt almost, I know it's supposed to be Targaryen with the scales, but it also reminds me of Tully.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It does look like Tully's scales. So that's important.
I mean, it's either way you can take it.
It's funny because, well, this is the problem with all the imagery happening now. They're all starting to run into each other. So it's like, is it scales? Is it dragon scales? Is it dragon stone glass? Is it Tully scales? Is it, they're all starting to run into each other now, right?
And I think that's just however you interpret it. In all honesty, it could secretly be either way.
Priscilla, I guess Priscilla didn't hear us talk. We already did a top 20 men's costumes, and sadly, no, Jon's not on the list.
Well, because most of these look their armor, so we had to.
But we're going to do a separate armor. He basically is in armor, so he's never really. It's not like Robb Stark, where Robb wore that wedding ensemble. He's never been out of his armor, really.
Yeah, except like in the first episode of the first season, and even then he was like.
Yeah, that wouldn't make my.
I mean, we've seen
top
him
100 list.
Times, so.
That should be on the list.
If we could like put him naked in the list.
Yeah.
But
top 10 Game of Thrones.
My professor used to say there's always powder. We're talking about working with nude actors. There's always powder. I've actually had the pleasure. I've had the pleasure of working with some naked actors. So
I'm just saying we can make a top 10 men's ass costumes or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I've worked with since I'm an actress and I've had to change in front of men, and men have to change in front of me. Like I've seen my fair share of bodies.
There's no modesty in show business.
That's right. So now this one, okay, so this one, he's actually not wearing the armor underneath. So this is new. So you've seen my new look. So, the bedspread cloak is the same. I'm just going to call it that from now on. He's wearing his belt from, 7 seasons. Yeah. And, but this tunic underneath, it's new. Yeah. So that's the same belt that he's worn for like 7 years.
Yeah.
But the tunic underneath is new. So it's like kind of,
it's like blackish brown or brownish black.
It's kind of like, it's like distressed leather. It's really, I kind of like it. Yeah. It's 3/4 length sleeves so he's still got his van braces or bracers, whatever you guys want to call them. And yeah, Sunshine in its Silver House. This is a really great picture. Yeah, this is a really good picture, I think. I like it because it's not too dark. Like it's sort of an exterior shot. And it's a pretty good, you know, not quite to the toe, but it's pretty good full shot. So the only thing is, because these were Entertainment Weekly images, I don't have high-res images of these quite yet. So hopefully we'll get those eventually. But I suspect, so a lot of the pictures where he's with Dany, I'm going to go way back here. I think I can do this. Go up here. This one, he's wearing it as well. So there he's wearing it. So I don't know if I can zoom in. That's where he's wearing the belt with the dragon scale.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can see he's wearing like a, you know, he's always got the biggest pelt. I think that sort of shows, you know, your power. I know that Clapton talked about in Winterfell that the children would always have obviously rabbit or something, and then the adults would have more like wolf. But I always sort of noticed that the bigger the pelt, sort of the more power the person has. So in Winterfell right now, both Jon and Sansa have the biggest pelts. It's like, we've got the biggest pelts of them all.
Well, Coranger says Jon has never been out of his armor really. He's been naked. That needs its own list. And Priscilla says the question is, will there be gratuitous nudity the last season? Well,
we hope so.
That's what we come here. That's what we come to Game of Thrones to see. Really, we don't care about the stories and the character building. We just want nakedness.
Yeah, I agree with Asen. She says it looks like taupe for me, a mix of light and what I think it is it's been sandblasted or something. Sorry, I'm talking about the tunic again. It looks to me like it's been, you know, she's sandblasted it or something. Because everyone, you know, so what happens is every time they make a costume, just so it doesn't look brand new, there's a department of like 20 people actually that do all the distressing using a variety of tools. So they probably use sandpaper, they would use dyes and paints and things like that to make it look like it's been lived in, like something would have been in the Middle Ages. That's actually, I think that the department that does all the breakdown, they're always the unsung heroes of wardrobe, because really, like, if you see a show where there's no breakdown on a costume, it really shows. Like, it just looks odd. It looks out of place. So this is one thing that Game of Thrones does really well.
Well, yeah, they do it really well, especially with the women's costumes, like especially like the bottoms of the skirts or Melisandre's cloak.
Yeah, so they're always like soiled and dirty and everything. And it's funny because when you look at when I've looked at some of the display images, you can see all the distressing that they've done on it. So, and I mean, sometimes they have to, you know, you have to be careful. Like if you go too far, it can look like too much, right?
Yeah, just rags.
Yeah. So we get a thumbs up for Jon then. Everyone likes Jon.
I'll toot it. I'll toot it.
I'll take it. I'll toot it.
I'm hoping, like, if they're, you know, at the end, if he makes it, I'm hoping that he'll be like who's the prince in Lord of the Rings at the end. He's all dressed up in his finery. Hope it will be something like that where he'll have a beautiful outfit.
If it's just the same thing, I think I might be pissed.
We had Dany and Jon's sex scene in the finale. Oh, that was you, Tatiana. Yeah, but I didn't find that scene sexy. Like, I don't know if you guys found it sexy, and I thought that the Missandei scene was really unsexy. So I was like, I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but I felt like it was directed by a man.
I felt like it was a quota.
What's that?
I felt like it was more like we have a quota to fill.
Yeah, totally. All right, so let's get to Cersei. So this is definitely a new look.
Yeah.
Hi, Mackenzie. Oh, Vanessa's back. Vanessa, I am so sorry. I am so sorry, my dear. Priscilla says the fake Vikings are the weakest link. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Do you guys remember
Heidi,
that show?
Can you zoom in on the costume? I'm trying to see if it's her black one or her red one.
This is the black one. Yeah.
Okay. No, Priscilla, you know who doesn't deserve their costumes? The Dornish.
Yeah.
They don't deserve their costumes.
They just steal what they need. Oh, you mean the Dornish? Sorry. I'm thinking the Dothraki. Yes. Yeah. Totally. This isn't exactly a good one here. I've got this one. It's a bit. Oh, this is. I put this in here. I figured it's safe because it was actually. leaked photo, but we have a picture of her in it, so I just added that
Honestly,
one.
it looks like she's photoshopped in there.
Yeah. It's
Hi.
so weird, eh? I know. And then it's very weird.
It's like whack-a-mole.
So here's a close-up of it, Aaron.
But no, the bad thing is that when we first saw this picture and then we saw the red one, I think me and Tatiana were slightly confused because they look somewhat similar, but they are different, and it also has that weird xenomorph feel.
Yeah, it's funny because somebody said it looked like a triglyph or whatever. So I found this picture. Oh my God, I almost had nightmares when I looked at some of these pictures. I think it's triloglyph. It's a type of insect, prehistoric insect, but they used it as inspiration for this creature in the Prometheus. But yeah, so that's it there. It's not nasty looking.
Let's just skip this picture.
It's beautiful in a disturbing way.
Looks like Cthulhu's bastard child.
Yeah. So anyway, but I had mentioned this, and actually, Tatiana, you had pointed this out that you thought her costume looked a little bit like Alien.
Yeah, like
Xenomorph.
Like Scott Ripley's Alien. Yeah.
Yeah, Ridley Scott. Yeah. So I mean. So Asen and I talked about that last year. So what had come up is I had said, "Oh, this looks a lot like H.R. Giger," and then she said, "Well, actually, Alexander McQueen made a corset based upon, this H.R. Giger picture. It looks sort of like a vertebrae corset that goes down the back. So we thought that her last costume she wore in the Dragon Pit Summit sort of looked like that. And then I ended up finding some pictures look like x-rays that Alexander McQueen had done. He'd made these dresses that look like x-rays. So that's what I thought the front kind of looked like here.
Actually, the strange thing is her pauldrons.
That's probably my favorite part of the dress, the front.
Mm-hmm. Her pauldrons remind me of the Night Kings.
Well, he's kind of
that kind of cheese graty looking.
The cheese grater, exactly. Yeah. So he's got so we talked about that. They do look kind of like cheese graters, but so then someone had said, oh, they kind of look like these like a triloglyph, which is this type of thing. But she's just sort of repeating in the metal of the pauldrons the same technique she's done on the front of the dress, which is basically she's sliced. They've done these little slices and then they've twisted it and stitched it down. It's sort of a technique. Mm-hmm. A fabric manipulation technique. So so they've added these like studs, which I said are sort of like are meant to, I think, look like a brigandine, which is a type of armor that people would have worn in the Renaissance.
Well, it looks like a very thick suede almost.
Yeah, I was thinking it's like a suede or maybe even a heavy velvet, maybe.
Probably.
You guys can tell us what you think in the chat. Vanessa says that
I know the red one is velvet. This one I'm not so sure. I think it's more suede.
It looks like it's definitely flocked though. It's not like a smooth. Yeah. Vanessa says she says that's nasty beautiful about my triloglyph. The funny thing was I was reading about this. Apparently when Dan O'Bannon had seen H.R. Giger's illustrations that he had done before he hired him for Alien, he was horrified by his drawings because they are kind of nightmarish, but he said, but they're beautiful at the same time. And so
that's kind of like that. What was that movie that did that started that challenge, the Bird Box or whatever?
The Bird Box Challenge, yeah.
Where they said these creatures were so scary looking that they were almost weirdly beautiful and then make people kill themselves or whatever.
Yeah. I just saw that actually. I thought it was pretty good. Have you guys seen it?
I've seen it. It's not bad, but I'm not.
Hindsight says the Alexander McQueen exhibit at the Met was cool. Oh, you got to see that. That's very nice. Yeah, he's amazing. So I've talked about this a lot. I would say probably that Alexander McQueen is Michelle Clapton's favorite fashion designer, and she's used a lot of his work as inspiration. So, for instance, the burrito dress that Marjorie Terrell wore. What's that?
Her spacesuit.
Spacesuit, yeah. The one that's like it looks like a funnel, a funnel dress. It had bells all over it. Bjork wore it. So,
Yeah.
and then there's another dress that I just found not too long ago. It was sort of like an Asian inspired dress that I'm pretty sure that she's modeled Cersei's earlier gowns off of, like the one that she wore to both the both weddings.
Ooh.
And then the funeral as well. 2 weddings and a funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Which, oh, by the way, I'm launching a line of t-shirts. I'm gonna get a plug in there. I'm lining a launch of t-shirts called 4 weddings and a funeral. So they're on my my channel, the channel link, if anybody wants to check them out. So basically it's like Game of Thrones, 4 weddings and a funeral t-shirt, sort of a fun little thing I came up with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lady Dreamfire is here. Hello. She says hi, Tatiana and Sunshine. Yeah, Aces with McQueen is amazing. Sweet merch, says 30 days. So here's the black one again. This is a really good photo, actually. These are both from the trailer, pretty close. Qyburn's in the back.
It's just color again, because in the last season we saw her in these really tarnished silvers and
Now, so basically the gold is starting to come back. So what are your thoughts about that? It's not full there. It's not like, I think Asen was saying it's kind of like burnished. It's sort of like brassy, not quite full gold, and the chain as well. So what are your thoughts on all of that?
I'm just glad that it's not all black and silver. If it has color, it almost gives you like a small, subtle, tiny, barely there hope.
Yeah.
That I think that maybe that's what it comes out of. Like, she has like this hope for the baby, like that she can have a family again, because she's been left alone, and so basically like the only thing she has is the mountain, Qyburn, and the baby.
Yeah.
So the baby is like her hope for the future, if she has a future, which I kind of doubt.
I would watch that sitcom, by the way. Cersei Qyburn in the mountain. Like, you imagine, like, they get
3 cycles and a baby.
Yeah, and then they get a baby, and then they, so then the Qyburn in the mountain have to help with the baby, and she yells at them. I just want to make a comment. Oh, A3 said it certainly has that rivet look, but I doubt there's any armor in between to make it look like a brigand, to make it a brigandine. I agree. It's I just think it's the impression of a brigandine without actually being
kind of like Tywin.
Yeah, well, it's funny because
Lion King look, just the illusion of armor.
Yeah, so it's funny because a lot of times, like, people who are into armor, they get really angry that they'll just put studs on armor, which doesn't do squat. Like, it doesn't. It's just studs. Yeah. You have to have the actual plates in behind there for it to do something. So no, it wouldn't sit the way it does. And we'll get to the full one, which is here, the red one. Costume Co. Your merch at Teespring, or is it a different link? It's Teespring. As of right now, no shirts listed. Oh, really? I put a link in the description, I think. Okay, I'll have to check that. Thanks for checking that. 30 days. So it's pretty dark, right? This picture.
Yeah, I can really see it.
And her face is like super photoshopped, I think.
Oh, yeah, it
doesn't even look like Lena Headey.
It almost looks like a man.
Yeah, it's not a good look. I'm not really crazy about it. So,
and also, like, what I don't understand is, where's her crown?
Yeah, I don't know why she's not wearing her crown here. That's a good point.
Well, actually, I don't think anybody's wearing any sort of crown. So maybe they're saying like the crown is up in the air. And
well,
like trying to rush towards
that everybody is equal. There's no longer any power inbound, because they're always born in the face of death.
That's a good point. That is a good point. But of the group, though, I think she's the only one who's actually sat on the Iron Throne as queen. I don't think anybody else has actually been in power. Anyone who's been in power is dead.
Yeah, anybody whose bum has touched the Iron Throne is dead.
Yeah, so here's a picture of her from the Entertainment Weekly cover, and she is not wearing the crown here either. There will be no crown in the end. The head is too small, awful Photoshop. Yeah, Asen says the head's too small. Oh my God, and Asen pointed out to me when we get to this, that, see if I can find this. I have to just show you. This is so funny. I don't know what happened and who this got by, but so just bear with me a moment here. Here, Tyrion, his hand is missing. Like, it's not even there. They've somehow erased it. Asen told me that. Isn't that terrible?
He looked like 500 years old.
You know what? I'm trying to figure out, in every picture I've seen of him, for the most part, he looks so angry. Do you notice that? He just looks really angry.
He just looks like
He looks
like
pissed.
again Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he didn't want to look like Lord of the Rings. That's why he originally didn't have a beard.
But he just looks like a little angry, evil.
I know. Don't say angry elf. Have you guys seen Elf?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He looks like you're an angry elf. Oh my god, I piss myself laughing at that movie every time I see it.
Oh yeah, he's grumpy. He's grumpy.
He's grumpy. So here, I wanted to point this out. So here is what I'm talking about with the studs that are meant to kind of have that impression of being a brigandine, and many people have stated this.
Thick velvet.
Yes, this looks like a silk velvet. I would say it looks like silk velvet.
They riveted. It's like that little 5-year-old girl in the 90s who got her bejeweled set.
She's bedazzled, right? But okay, so a few people have pointed this out to me. The first person I think was in our group was Romy, who is a costume designer, fashion designer. She said, have you noticed the rivets are all around her stomach area?
Yeah.
Well, you can, I don't know if they were like, Lena Headey, poke out your stomach, but you can just see.
It looks like
right
she's got a baby
the lion
bump.
pendant.
Yeah, it looks like there's a bit of a baby bump, right?
Oh yeah.
But I think from what I could tell when I zoomed in on it, so there's an undergown and then there's like an over robe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the overrobe it barely looks secured with those two little.
There's just a couple of crisscrosses in the middle. So it's just, so it's hard to know, is it just the thickness of the fabric or, what have you?
It could be the illusion that there's possibly an underskirt and that it was like, I've done this before where I make a gown more fitted where I'll like pinch the back of it and sew that closed. It almost looks like they pinched it forward.
It could be that it's built in for sure. Yeah. But then it would have to have a zipper in the back then.
Well, I mean, we'll roast them if they have a zipper, just like Rain.
Yeah. Or it could have grommets. They have grommets. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. You can, they've had grommets, so I can't give them a hard time about it because it's, it's a fantasy.
Yeah. And the one thing I hate about this costume
is a zipper would be.
They did the exact same, what is it? The thing in the front.
They did. Yeah. She repeated that. I think it looks like an X-ray.
It does, but
you can see inside her. I said this to AU. It looks like you can sort of see inside of her, and that she's just like rotting.
Yeah,
I
like that. I think like the thing that I don't love about this and I think the other costume is like the studded X's down her skirt. I don't like that. It doesn't. It kind of takes me out of the costume.
She looks like a damn X-Men villain.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. Asen and I were talking about it. I looked up X symbolisms. It can be as simple as the symbol of the Antichrist. Like that was one of the symbols. But that just seems
a cross on its side.
Yeah, that just seems it would be like too on the nose. Another thing we came up with is that she's wearing, so she's wearing, normally she would have the lion pendant would be like a choker, like around her throat, but here it's like almost like a livery, and it's hanging again over her stomach, which could have been like a talisman to protect her child.
Yeah,
a protective talisman. Yeah.
My one problem with this
Lady
besides the X and the rivets and the oddness of the front is what the hell is on her collar?
It's, what it is. She got a bit of a stand-up collar, and then there's these two little V. Somebody else had these. They just sort of finish off the collar. I think Sansa might have had them.
They look so out of place. They look so thick and.
Yeah, well, it's kind of weird in a way because everything else has sort of like curves and stuff.
Yeah, curves and light metals. And, not light metals, but. And
the same with the X's. So it just does sort of not. I would have probably just left them. I probably would have just left it.
Yeah, or they should have gone full out and actually had like all the metal kind of on the collar itself.
Bye, Pretty Dark. Thanks so much for coming. Priscilla says, "Oh my, she is the Antichrist. She is the Antichrist." There was a few other things that I read about X's, so I don't know. It might just be on the nose. I thought the X's had something to do with royalty, but I couldn't find. I had just thought that like a lot of times you would see regents with, I don't know, So I don't know. This is still to be determined. I'm really hoping that Michelle Clapton does some interviews and sort of maybe helps us a little bit along.
Explain, because she always has the symbols in her.
What I'm thinking is, poor Michelle, last year she did an interview and she gave away a small spoiler. So I have a feeling they're not letting her do interviews until the first episode.
It's like what's his name? The boy who plays Spider-Man in the Adventure movies. They're like, you can't speak at interviews.
Yeah, I have a feeling. Well, I think I've noticed actually pretty much everyone's been pretty quiet. So it's probably they're concerned. Although the Night King did an interview, the guy who plays the Night King. 30 Days says stop them from fraying. Well, no, because they're seamed together.
But see, here's the other problem too. In this side picture, you can see on her collar she has the rivets, and they clash so hard with that.
Yeah.
With the ends.
Yeah.
But
now here she's trying to pick up that metal though, right? You can see that the shoulder guards, the pauldrons have that sort of same finish.
Yeah, so the same metal. But my problem is,
it's a lot.
There's nothing else.
There's so much going on because she's got the chain and she's got the the shoulder guards.
She also has the chains on her back.
It's a lot. It's a lot going on. I think that
it doesn't. There's not as much cohesion as there were in other costumes.
Well, this could be feeding into her madness.
Yeah, Priscilla says that according to Brazilian former billionaire, X means multiply. So she hopes to multiply her fortune. That could be interesting. I think I'd read also, it says, it's well, in Roman, it's a Roman numeral for 10. I don't know if there's any significance. There were some other things. I don't have my notes with me about what it meant. I don't think.
Well, I think it's where I agree with Tatiana with her whole like setting up the future, possible future for her child and everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right, Aaron. You can see the chain going down her back there.
Well, I don't know if it's around her back or if it's just looping underneath her arm.
Looping underneath. Yeah. All right. So, and then finally, I think this is the only other one I have of her. This is from the trailer. Now she wore this last year. It's kind of like just a bedroom robe.
Yeah, a dressing gown.
A dressing gown, yeah.
Yeah, she wore it after she had sex with Jaime and she opened the door to her lady's maid.
Exactly. And you know how I feel about the lady maid's outfits. Well, it'll be interesting to see what Bernadette is wearing this year.
Well, the thing is, when I first saw this image, it didn't click in my head. I knew it was Cersei, but for like a split second, I was like, "Is that Jaime?"
Priscilla says that new theory. It looks like, or she says Cersei is dressing while drunk, so that is what Michelle Clapton is going for with the look.
Sure.
Oh, that was the other thing I made a joke about is that when I first saw this, I said, "Oh, it kind of reminds me of the wine that she drinks, so maybe she's just like full up of wine."
Or maybe it was like a lighter color and she was like, no, just threw wine all over it.
You can do the whole thing in wine. Yeah. So maybe I know that, for instance, Michelle Clapton said that when Sansa gets married to Tyrion, the dress that she's wearing is designed by Cersei. So according to Michelle Clapton, Cersei does design her own clothes. So, I mean, this could just show that she's just like full on lost it.
She's gone full. She's gone full.
She just had an interesting comment. They say, I think it's interesting that the X's are from her hips to her knees. So maybe it's like X or no on the baby being born alive. Thoughts?
Oh, like a miscarriage, maybe, or
like a foreshadowing.
A foreshadowing, yeah. Priscilla says she loves Bernadette. I have nothing against Bernadette. I just didn't like her outfit last year. But anyway, I got in trouble for that. But that's just
that caused a shitstorm. So
yeah, I can't see anything. I was in trouble anyway. But that's why I'm going to be the Queen of Thorns. Tatiana, I didn't tell you this, but what I'm going to do is I want to see if I can find some crystal thorns to add to my tiara, just so I can be a bit more prickly. I can be the prickly one. I'll be the Simon Cowell.
I actually have some.
What's that, Aaron?
Yeah,
I have crystal trim.
Oh, you do? Can you mail it to me though?
Oh yeah, I have black, blue, silver, purple, and green.
Yeah, I like that. Angel Lover. I like that idea that you came up with. I think we should look into that. That's a really great analysis.
Yeah.
Priscilla says she's bathed in wine like Joffrey wanted. Oh, did Joffrey say that he wanted her to be bathed in wine? I don't remember. Do you guys know that reference? Joffrey
Or
wanted
maybe like bathe her in wine like a punishment, or he was just saying you drink too much.
Yeah, I think he didn't like her drinking.
Yeah.
Well, Joffrey was a little pissant. So
well, it's a coping mechanism for her, right? Like, I mean, you know.
Well, I mean, she married a man who never loved her. Her father used her as whatever.
And abused her.
Yeah, she's probably got post-traumatic stress and, you know, PTSD and...
Well, I mean, I think now that you mentioned the whole PTSD thing, maybe her costume is reflecting her PTSD because the last person she thought truly loved her, you know, Jaime.
Loved her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it might have something to do with her mind.
Yeah. Oh. So now what do you guys think is going... I know this has nothing to do with costumes. What do you think is going on in this picture with her?
I think she's like in my headcanon. She's like having dinner and she's alone, and she like looks around and see that there's no one. Who the hell does she have left? Her father's dead. Her children are dead. Her little brother she hates and
Blue Dragon said she lost the baby.
Her twin and lover have abandoned her.
Blue Dragon said maybe she lost the baby.
Yeah, because she's drinking wine too, right? So others was saying that she doesn't.
Well, I mean,
really
if you think
wine
historically, they didn't really drink wine. They not to drink wine, but they really didn't drink water because they saw it as such an impurity. So I think in the middle
would
drink.
I think in the Middle Age, wine was cleaner than water. I think that's why.
Yeah, because like remember in wars and stuff, like people tended to like throw cadavers into the river.
Yeah.
Especially when there were no rooms to bury, so they just threw them in the river and just let them wash into the ocean.
Yeah, so, Priscilla, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was so mad about that whole thing with Sir Pounce. I can't even tell you. I was so mad. I don't know if you guys heard about that. Well, Cersei apparently killed Sir Pounce. Dave and Dan had to tell us that just to be asshats. I don't know because they want to.
She probably buried him with Tommen still alive or something.
Yeah, yeah. They couldn't count on the quality of the water, so I think oftentimes the wine was just the beverage of choice. But apparently she wasn't. She told Tyrion that she wasn't drinking wine because she was pregnant. So people are saying that because she here is drinking wine, that it might be an indication that she's lost the baby.
Poison.
You think that she would have a taster though? Yeah, Blue Dragon says, piss me off, David Dan. Yeah. Well, I was pretty angry about that, I have to say. And then because someone was saying, well, everyone hated that cat, which just made me like really upset because I'm an animal lover.
The cat didn't do anything.
Well, I mean, you don't want to work with animals on set, but I mean, just because you hated working with
the cat even survived Joffrey. Like, come on.
Yeah, exactly. I think they should have let the cat run away and join the other one that's in the crypts.
Or maybe it could have teamed up with well, what was Arya's direwolf's name?
I don't know. Someone in the chat. Well, what was that cat that Arya was chasing in season 1?
Oh, Async is I think I'm saying that name wrong, but she is right. She's saying, if I remember right, yeah, she did because she said spread his ashes with Sept.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she didn't want to really have anything to do with the burial, right?
Yeah.
It was just showing.
She was cremate him and put him with ashes with his brother, sister, and grandfather.
Okay. So what do you guys think? We're going to move on to Sansa?
Yes.
And so, this is the same outfit.
Yeah, as last time.
Boring.
She is
I still like it. I still like it though.
No, I like it. No, this is on our top 20, wasn't it? Was this on our top 20?
No, her Battle of the Bastards, I think, was on.
Oh, you're right. Was this in our honorable mention?
I think one of them was.
One of them was. I'm not sure if it was this one.
Yeah, I like this costume too, but it's from last season. What do you think of her wig? I'm still not happy with that wig.
Her wig looks so strange. Like, it looks like I can see the lace front.
Yeah, I noticed that too. In one of the pictures I was looking at, I'm like, I can see the lace. Here it doesn't look so bad. Yeah. This is the same.
It looks like she got a little red marker and put it on around her.
Now, for anybody in the chat who doesn't know, the reason for this is why I'm making a comment is Sophie Turner used her own hair And then it was just like, it got to the point where she had to have her hair repeatedly dyed. She's naturally a blonde, so she just asked production.
Hair got damaged.
It got damaged.
It's kind of like Mila
Jovovich?
Yeah, and the Fifth Element.
The Fifth Element, yeah. Oh yeah. God, yeah, because they stripped it, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what happens sometimes when you put on a wig, sometimes it kind of goes a bit high because it's got to go over top of your own hair.
Yeah.
So normally what they do is they break it up into little sections to try and distribute all around.
Braids and
yeah, exactly, like braids or little pin curls even sometimes. So anyway, that's what's going on.
Priscilla asks, what is Sansa without Littlefinger? Free. She is free.
Smarter.
Although interestingly, she's still wearing the belt, which is supposed to be her protection against Littlefinger, according to Michelle Clapton.
I think at this point is a protection against everybody. She doesn't trust anybody.
I think you're right. Yeah, she's protecting herself. The other thing I was thinking the other day is everyone sort of has landed in their look, right? Like there hasn't been too much more progression. Maybe Cersei a little bit, but everyone's pretty much arrived in the look that they're going to.
Yeah, Sansa always wears those kind of high collar, long sleeve, almost a what is it called? An a pleated silhouette skirt.
A-line.
The heels, A-line.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was Asen who said it. Somebody said it to me. It's kind of Gibson girl. So very like, fitted in the bodice, cinched in waistline, and then kind of a bell bottom.
Mm-hmm.
A-line
and
bottom.
She's also still wearing her I don't know if we ever actually figured out the true meaning behind her little dagger necklace, but it looks like it's in gold this time.
Well, somebody said to me, and I thought this was really interesting. So I've come up with all kinds of things behind the, the circle. It could be, the one with the line, that it looked like the moon door, or that it looked like, that phi or phi, or some people were saying it even looked like, was it Thenos? It's another Greek letter. Sorry if I can't remember. There's been all kinds of speculation behind it. But somebody else mentioned to me, and I thought this is a good point. So originally, before she got married, when she was, she first started wearing it as Dark Sansa. Before she got married, it had a line across it. So someone said it could have been her virginity, which would be a very simple explanation. And now it doesn't have the cross across it. It's just a full circle. So it could be her. Yeah. So it could be that, like her purity versus her not purity anymore.
Yeah.
I kind of like that one, actually.
Yeah. And Priscilla says, I don't get it. There are people who believe a Littlefinger is still alive and that Gendry is the son of Cersei. I want the wine they are having. Honestly, I can kind of believe that Gendry is Cersei's son is based on like the evidence. I don't think he is, but he could be because they said that his mom had yellow hair. And that she was a tavern wench, and Cersei, she tended to disguise herself as a tavern wench to meet up with Jaime in secret in inns and stuff. So it's not, and a drunk Robert sees everybody the same.
Oh, so
I would not be surprised that
it could be a possibility.
That Gendry is her son, but Littlefinger is dead. I mean, he's alive in the books, but he's dead in the show. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Sunshine and Silver Arrow is asking, what's your choice of candy today? What kind of candy do you guys like?
Oh, Butterfinger.
Butterfinger. I would say.
I'm trying to think.
Or Snickers.
Snickers.
Or M&Ms. Basically anything with chocolate.
Yeah, I like Crispy Crunch.
Unless it's gummy worms, in which case gummy worms and or nerds.
And I'm pretty basic. I like a Reese's.
Reese's peanut butter cups or Reese's Pieces.
Well, I mean, I consider it all the same. So.
Oh, okay. The other thing I wanted to say, Yasin just said this. I did mention this in a movie, one of the reviews as well, is that Michelle Clapton, she wears these funny necklaces. She's kind of an odd bird, hey? I don't know if you guys have seen some pictures of her. So she wears these like sort of round spheres, and then she takes a chain and she twists it around and lets them hang. And she'll wear multiple ones of them. So and even the maesters, some of their chains kind of look like that as well. So it's possible she just was like, hey, put this on. This is the thing. Sometimes it could just be a very simple situation. What do you call it? Very simple answer. It may not be that profound.
I mean,
Oh,
she did basically DIY that whole gothic Sansa thing.
Oh, Angel Over said she just recently tried ruby chocolate. It's funny, Angel Over. In my day job, my client is the was it the food scientist, and one of our sort of sponsors is this company called Berry Callebaut, and they're out of Europe, and they make ruby chocolate. So I'm hoping to get some from them and try it. They're one of the first. Have you guys tried ruby chocolate?
In Puerto Rico, there's a chocolate company called Cortez Chocolate. They have a restaurant in the capital, and they have this beverage called shock because in the restaurant everything is made with chocolate, and they even have chocolate wine, which is like wine with chocolate. My best friend had it. Apparently, it was aphrodisiac from the gods.
Wow,
it was that good.
Are you gonna try it?
Well, next time I'm there, certainly. Yeah. I didn't the last time I was there, I didn't have that, but I did have coquito, which is like Puerto Rican eggnog with chocolate, and it was so amazing.
Wow. Caligula said, that's what I think the necklace is, just a necklace. Yeah, so sometimes, I think these things are just that, and but we can put on our tinfoil hat sometimes and just have a little bit of fun. This is what I was telling somebody in one of my recent symbolism videos. I'm like, we're just kind of having a bit of fun, right? We're not like, we're not.
We just like going down the hole. Also, Caligula Longbottom, I love your name.
Yeah, the name is amazing. Oh, Scully's House of Thrillers. Hello.
Hi, Scully.
That's a cool name, by the way. I love that name.
Oh, what's this zoom in right here?
So I'm zooming in on Sansa, whatever you want to say. So this is the picture where she's wearing the ascot cravat or whatever you want to call it. Like kind of akin to Dany. I had actually made a joke recently that I was imagining the two of them like having a slumber party, hey, let's let the boys do their thing, braiding each other's hair, reading a National Enquirers, eating junk food.
Calling Jon Snow and hanging up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. Painting their nails. I think that would be very cute. So that's one of the things. And then maybe, what would be really nice is if Dany brought her tailor with her, and she would have a catalog of pictures of things that Sansa could choose to have made.
Well, if we, in this whole little theory, that would explain the whole silver dragon's dress.
Which dress is that?
That silvery one that almost looks like dragon scales.
Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah. Maybe Dany's tailor made that for Sansa.
Okay. We're getting too crazy. Back to the ascot.
Okay. All right. So speaking of that, though, that's a good segue, Aaron, because new look. Here is yes. Here is and I did a little zoom in on this because this is a new buckle. So she had this belt thing last year, which is, like I said, supposed to protect her against Littlefinger, but not, as Tatiana said, it could be anyone. But it looks like a fish, right?
Yeah, I thought honestly, I thought that was a new one. That was like a new belt. I thought it was. I thought maybe because I haven't seen the other belt like in a while. I thought it was like a slightly different.
Well, it's a different fabric. Like the other one was kind of more like an oxblood color. This is definitely, or to me, it looks like it's black. So I think she's, recut it, but I think it's similar in shape, kind of like a waist cincher, corselet, Victorian type thing going on there. Mm-hmm. And then, like we were saying about the, someone was saying about her waist being cinched. I mean, I think part of it's just the shadows. It's normal. But I did want to add that Sophie Turner, she always wears a corset of some kind underneath it. All of her costumes have like a corset.
Yeah, and we especially saw it when, what was it, King's Landing, when she was almost assaulted.
She was almost raped, right? Mm-hmm. So, and then also there's a scene where she's dressing.
Ooh, somebody said it almost looks like dragon glass.
Yeah, so people, Core, I agree. It looks like charcoal. Zooming in. So so everyone's saying blackfish armor. Asun says crow feathers. That's what I had thought when I initially saw it.
It looks like crow feathers, almost like shaved or cut, like Dany's white fur coat.
Yeah, like it's been cut. I thought it kind of looked like feathers that had been maybe lacquered, but you know how feathers sometimes have a bit of blue in them, like they've got that sort of weird,
like a rooster or
like a rooster. Yeah, they've got that sort of reflection.
That greenish blue.
Yeah, so But what I was saying that I like is that I think it can be up to you what you think it looks like. You could decide what you think
Yeah,
it looks like.
at first I thought it was like lizardy or snake scale esque, but
Yeah,
then
like
they
so.
said, but then they said more like fish. Because I'm like, yeah, I can see it. Then they say bird. Like, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, so I mean, why
Mhm.
I thought it was raven feathers is because for the last, like, so her dark Sansa had raven feathers. Her costume last year had raven feathers. This one back here, let me just go back to it. So
Yeah.
Maybe
these
that's just
strips
her.
here,
Maybe that's
these are
just her
raven
look.
feathers here, which you can't really see that well, but those are strips of raven feathers.
Yeah.
And then her dark Sansa had the collar of raven feathers. So what Michelle Clapton had said about that in an interview is that, we know that Sansa makes her own clothes, except for maybe that dragon scale one, which we think that Danny's tailor made. It's pretty complicated. I don't even know if someone as skilled as Sansa could make this. She wouldn't have had time. I think so. But what I was going to say is that Michelle had said that she would have gotten the feathers from the rookery, whatever the fudge that is, at the Vale.
Is rookery where they keep
that
the
cooking?
messenger birds?
Oh, the messenger birds, yeah. So she would have just picked up all the stray feathers to make her dark Sansa.
I mean, hell, they always use damn ravens for word. I mean, I'm pretty sure that thing is
They
tapered.
molt, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to. They would just be lying all over the place. Someone was saying, or a dove turning into a dark raven. Oh, this could be kind of like the Hunger Games, where she's turning into the Mockingjay.
Well, the thing that when I first saw this, the first thing that came to mind was, why does she look like the evil queen?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, you guys know how I feel about all the black. That I'm not a big fan of it.
I know you hate my personal color choice, but
no, not on you. I just mean in terms of the show. Here's a close up of Sophie here. The blue looks really punched up, don't you think? Here it looks so it may not be actually black. Maybe it is a bit of blue there.
Well, they always filter everything to death, and including, I can't remember the
here it is.
person's name, but he did the color filter, and it showed like season 7 was the darkest season of them all.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I think I shared that out on Twitter.
It was on the video.
Yeah. So here you can see the belt, that it has this sort of cross harness, which I was trying to look up what that is, but this is actually in when a samurai wears a kimono, oftentimes they'll wear this, and it's a place to kind of stick their sword. I have to look up what the name of it is. That's what I thought it looked like to me, because the collar is definitely Japanese, right?
The thing is, her chain, it almost looked like it's what's that thing called? A chatelaine?
Yeah, it does look like a chatelaine. It's supposed to be her needle, right? So this is a giant needle, like a sewing needle, which Michelle said. So you've got Arya's got her needle, and then so that she wanted to give Sansa her own needle.
Yeah,
so it does look like a chatelaine.
I think the dress may possibly be a combination of crow or rooster or cock feathers. But I think it just looks, because if you ever seen those types, it's almost like two shot.
Yeah, it is.
Like it's just two shot with black with like green and blue, because it shimmers almost
that's
like
what
a little bit.
That's what I don't know what Asun thinks, but that's what it does kind of appear like. It has that sort of, depending on the way the light hits it, it's going to pick up the other colors. Now, but what I wanted to say though, go ahead, Tatiana.
Like looking at it now, like it just came to me that it also looks like dry earth, like dry burnt earth. Maybe like some people in the chat are saying she's slowly turning into Cersei, like she's like drying from the inside, or she's
like her rotting dress.
Yeah,
like, kind of but better.
Now, one of the things I want to say, I wanted to know if Michelle actually found this fabric, because you can see the seams. It's not like the scales have been added after. You can actually see them; they're inside the seams. Do you see that, Aaron? Like in the shoulder seams in the front there.
Well, the funny thing is that
it's actually a fabric.
What is it, Joann's?
Yep.
They have a material just like this, but it's a lot more bigger in scale. It's almost like Dany's dragon scale cloak.
Yeah.
So possibly they could have mass produced it, or they found it somewhere.
Yeah, Asun says she wants this fabric. It's beautiful.
Well, they
Yeah,
have
so
it at
Caligula, she could have found it now, but it is possible there is a team that does make fabric for the show. But this is like, I mean, because I think it might have been found because last year that crazy chainmail that Cersei wore and also that blistered fabric that Cersei wore are both from Top Fabric in Soho in London. So I think she might have just come across this as like, oh my effing God, I have to buy this and use it for somebody. That's what I would have done. If I'd seen that fabric, I'm like, I'm buying that. I'm going to use it.
Yes, because
Yeah.
it looks like it begs to be used.
It does beg to be used.
It's like, please, sir.
Yes. I don't know if you guys watch Outlander, but there's a costume like that in Outlander that's worn by the witch. What her name is Leary, not Leary, one of the other ones. And it looks like black feathers.
Yeah.
And apparently Terry said she came across it and she's like, I have to buy this fabric. She says it doesn't have a natural bone in its body. It's completely synthetic. But she's like, I bought it and it just works so beautifully for, oh, I can't remember her name, but if anybody is an Outlander fan, you probably know who I'm talking about. The black dress.
The crazy widow dress.
She gets arrested in it.
Yeah.
She gets arrested in it and tried as a witch. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it in a while, so no.
Okay, that's okay, Aaron. Gaelis.
Gaelis, yeah.
Thank you so much, Sunshine. So yeah, so that fabric, she just was like, she said she bought the whole bolt because she knew that she was going to want to use it.
I mean, I don't blame her. If I find a material I really like, I'll buy the hell out of it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. So I hope we can find out where it's from because everyone's going to go mad.
Our next victim is Arya.
Yeah, and Arya she looks so pretty here in this photo, don't you think?
Yeah,
she looks like a little, she looks like a Jedi master, I think.
Just like a little psychotic assassin.
It's the same costume as last season, but I still love it and I still want it. And I still want
Oh yes, I'm so sorry, but in the chat,
I want it.
Longbottom said, "Have you ever seen the series from the costume from Salem?"
I haven't, Aaron. Have you seen it?
Oh my God, we need to do that video.
Okay, we'll have to watch it. I'll have to watch it, and we'll do a video on it.
Don't let the kids in the room. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, I won't. Well, I love like a Salem witch trials. It's kind of like that.
Oh yeah, but it's a lot more fantasy.
You have to go, Tatiana?
No, Priscilla.
Oh, bye, Priscilla. Thanks so much for coming.
Priscilla.
It's 11 p.m.
Oh, it's late there. Okay. It's only 6 o'clock here.
Thank you for coming. Bye.
30 Days says that Arya looks like a crazy assassin. Well, you know what I like about this picture, though? She's kind of looks softer. They sort of softened her a bit.
That's called Photoshop, Mama. That's called.
All right, but also her hair just looks a bit softer. Like she doesn't look as harsh as opposed to this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's not wearing any makeup. I think that's maybe what it is too. She's wearing some makeup here. But she just looks like a little Jedi. She's so cute, which kind of makes sense because the Jedi are kind of Japanese inspired.
Yeah. Oh okay. Yeah, the Star Wars was inspired by it's not Hayao Miyazaki. What's it called? What's his
Kira
name?
Mifune?
No, well
Kurosawa. Kurosawa. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And then so guys, this is the same costume from last year, but and then this is from the trailer, same costume. Like she's got variations on it, right? So she sometimes wears the fabric skirt, and she sometimes wears
interchangeable parts.
She's got interchangeable. I call it a capsule wardrobe.
Yeah, basically they saved the budget for like the main females.
It's very clever when you think about it, though, because if you were, like if you wanted to just change up your look, you could just, you change out the skirts, change out the sleeves. I think it's a good idea. One thing that actually, I don't know if anyone watches New Rock Stars. I know people sometimes make fun of them, but he made a point. I thought this was really good. So her cape is kind of like compared to, say, other Northern capes. The way it's angled makes it so that she can get access to her weapons. And I thought that was a very good point.
She's battle ready.
She's battle ready for sure. She's been battle ready for a while.
Yeah.
Again, she looks like a crazy little cute psychopath assassin.
Yeah, I know. I adore her though.
Like a little chihuahua.
A little chihuahua biting at your ankles. This is a great picture though. Hey guys, this is from the teaser. Yeah. So there's an example where she's wearing the cravat, like you see the guys wear.
Yeah.
So now this is what I wanted to point out too. So I labeled this new look, and the reason is though even though it's cut exactly the same way as her other costume, this is all black. Did you guys notice that when you first saw it?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think black. I thought maybe like a very dark brown.
Like a pewter.
Yeah, well the okay, so the cape is kind of like a charcoal gray. I zoomed in on it, and then it's black leather here, and then it's all just darker, but she's definitely wearing black pants. I see here.
Also, it's
she's wearing brown. She's wearing brown pants and brown boots here. Yeah. Whereas here she's definitely, I mean, they may be charcoal, but they're, you know, they're very dark. Yeah. So this is, I think, going to be her fight, like her ultimate fighting outfit, I believe. Yeah. Like ready for the showdown. And then it's got like, again, it's got the squares, very Ned Stark. Everything's covered with squares.
Actually, Longbottom said cravats are traditionally worn by older or weaker people, though it's a sign of weakness. So maybe that's what she's trying to draw people in with.
Oh, like, that's interesting.
Girl.
I wrote a research paper on Roman fashion.
Oh, very cool.
And she basically, I think maybe that's sort of the illusion because of how small the actress is, how cute she looks.
Yeah, I don't know. In this universe, I would say that's probably not the case because Ned and Jon and all the males in Winterfell wear them. So, I mean, obviously it didn't bode well for Ned, but it's just sort of part of the northern dress. So, actually, actually, even in the south they wear it too, because I think Jaime and Joffrey.
Didn't Joffrey wear a similar one during the battle plan?
Tywin. So, yeah, I don't know that it's necessarily a sign of weakness. I just think it's part of whatever Michelle has decided is an appropriate neckwear for men. And then Arya wears it because she's obviously dresses like a guy. She's kind of like the Joan of Arc.
Well, here's the thing that I have to say in this picture in particular of her on the throne, she kind of looks more like Ned than Jon.
Oh no, she does. She's got all the squares just like Ned, right? And her hair is like Ned. The other thing I was going to say, this is just in terms of fabrics. I can't find any of the samples, but I am pretty sure that Michelle's getting all of her leathers from D'Alessio Galliano, which is this Italian leather maker. Their stuff is amazing, and they do a lot of stuff for film. But I was going to say that if you go to, again, back to, I was mentioning, if you go to Top Fabric of Soho, which is in London, they have a website. They have a fabric very close to Arya's quilted jacket here, except it's in like a darker color. So if anybody's cosplaying, that would be a really great use of it. And it's pretty reasonable price, I think. It's a faux leather, like not a real leather. Michelle Clapton got in trouble for all the leather she was using. So I think she is now trying to use more
leather.
Oh, here's a close-up, Aaron. Here it is. I knew it. I thought I'd gotten a close-up. So that's what it sort of looks like. So we've got this sort of like hardened. Oh no, I don't know if it's hardened, but you can see you can see that the cape is like a darker yarn. And it looks like it might even have a little bit, either a lighter color woven in, or maybe even like a silver.
I was thinking like a metallic.
Metallic, yeah.
It's almost like Littlefinger's Hupalon. Because his was a dark color with the gold woven in.
Yeah, and then this is really neat. This is why I think the sleeves might be from Galliano, Alessio Galliano, because it's just this really unusual, slightly slashed leather that's used for the sleeves. So it's just really unusual. So I'm looking forward to seeing that in the show.
Yeah.
I think this is that fantasy cross leather armor. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. They do have some studs there, but again, it's just sort of like, it's not really,
it's like pointless. It's like
I don't think it would do anything. Yeah, no, it wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't help you. Ooh, that fabric of the sleeves. I know, Asun, isn't that amazing? So maybe Michelle will tell us where it's from.
Caligula asks, also off topic, but does anyone know anything about the spin-off show that is going to replace GOT? Well, what I know is like there's two possibilities. There's either The Long Night, the first Long Night, or Empire of Ash, which is Old Valyria. I think like right now they're in between that one, and like I think fans are veering more towards Empire of Ash because there's more lore about it, about old Valyria, and they might even show the Empire of Yeti, which is its own rich history, which we barely know anything about. And like the Long Night, there's really if you really think about it, there's like not as much there, because it will basically be the last season of Game of Thrones, but for an entire series.
Yeah, basically. I did an interview with, if anybody saw it, with the Dragon Demands, and he apparently had some inside information. I can't verify it. Like, I put a little note on the video, the interview with him. So in terms of the Empire of Ash sequel, or prequel, I should say, I can't verify it. I'm just going by what he told me in the interview. But George Martin, on his own blog, did state that the Long Night, he called it the Long Night, but it hasn't officially been named. But he said that that's the one for sure that's a go, but there's 2 other, I think, potential ones that could still happen. So we're kind of like you. We kind of don't really know too much. I'd love them to do Empire of Ash, though, because it's sort of got that, Tatiana, we're talking about Roman, it's got that Roman Egyptian kind of, the costumes
would be cool. And then also if they do that, they can always carry it over to something else.
Yeah. So we don't know. Asa says, I'm not wrong. HBO favors The Long Night. They are supposed to film the pilot this summer. Yeah. So for sure, that's a go. Apparently, as far like I know, Tony Regbo is in it from Reign.
And I think some important Targaryens, like Daenerys the Dreamer, the one that had like the prediction about the Doom of Valyria.
Yeah,
I know she makes an appearance, and I think someone else, another Targaryen.
Naomi Watts is she's the big Hollywood actor that's going to be in it. I don't know who she's playing though. So okay, guys, so let's go to we're going to try and wrap this up in like an hour. So we'll try, but after we get, I think where are we now? We're on Tyrion. We got Jaime, Varys, and then pretty much everyone else after that has pretty much what they were last season, but we can have a quick look at it. So here's Tyrion.
Yeah.
What do you think of this?
I like the vest. The blue thing I'm not so in love with. Like,
the funny thing is that blue thing looks like Cersei's dragon pit.
Well, first of all, I think it's supposed to be a vest that's underneath this. Like, so it's hard to tell, but I think it's a jerkin. And we were saying, we were chatting a bit about the blue. I think it's supposed to look like a bit like a dragon scale or be scaly looking. It's like a brocade, but it's supposed to be scaly. But I think what I thought is last season he had a bit of the blue. Do you remember in the vest, this outfit here? There was a bit of blue in it. Do you remember that?
His chevron one?
The chevron, yeah. It had just the tiniest little hint of blue. And I thought it might have been Dany had incorporated blue into her clothes from Khal Drogo. Remember that? So I'm not sure what the blue is about. I mean, that's the only time. It's the same with Sansa. Like, why would she have blue? Like, it's not their colors.
Right. I like this vest more with like the in the poster. Yeah, the GOT poster that he has like the chevron, that one. Yeah, so like the chevron underneath. I like that one.
Yeah, so we were talking a little bit about how Arya has a capsule wardrobe, and so does Tyrion. So, he's sometimes, even though he's missing a hand here, which is so weird. So he oftentimes will wear a vest with coordinating sleeves. Sometimes it'll have contrasting sleeves, like they're just mixed and matched, right? So he wore this vest last year. He wore these sleeves last year. I call this a surcoat. It's a Pentoshi kind of style that he wore when he was in Pentos, when he got out of the crate. We saw Varys wear it as well. And he did wear one last year when he met, when he had that meeting with Jaime, if you recall, in black. So he's had a few of them. This one's lined in fur. It's sort of winterized. And he's wearing it here too. So again, it's got that sort of zigzag motif, which, we were saying is that a dragon scale thing, which could be on a surface, maybe more on a, I mentioned more tinfoil hat, could be the warrior negotiator symbolism. It's also the symbol. It's an Egyptian hieroglyph for
The
water.
tinfoil hat.
Yeah, lots of tinfoil theories. One of the things I want to ask you guys, this is what I was sort of curious about. Now here, he's wearing that same look. I think he's looking at a dragon. He's like last season he had a picture just like that, looking at a dragon. Again, he's wearing the cravat. So we talked about that. So this outfit, which is pretty crazy, like this fabric is like whack. I don't know where they found this fabric.
You mean the costume that has like the obi?
Yes, soon. Thank you. I can't unsee the missing hand. Sorry, what's that, Tatiana?
It's like I can't really see it because of the.
Okay, here's a full-on picture of him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I actually really. This is probably my favorite of his new costume.
It's crazy, like good crazy though, right?
Very crazy.
But cray. And they did a black and white, which I'm not crazy about black and white.
Yeah, but what I love most is like the obi style torso thing that he has in the middle. He looks very samurai, and I love it.
Totally samurai. Like those shoulders are really hard. Like usually it's sort of slightly interfaced, but these looks like armor, don't you think?
Yeah.
The way it's made. Now, what I wanted to ask you, okay, this is what I just noticed this last night. Everyone bear with me. But what I noticed last night is that his hand of the queen, I should say, it's moving to the gold. And his fasteners are gold.
Oh, yeah.
So what are your thoughts? Because last season everything was silver from Dany. So what do you think that means? Bum, bum,
well, I think it could mean one of two things. Maybe. Mm-hmm. It could either mean that maybe it's like an allusion to maybe Dany will officially become queen of the Seven Kingdoms and he will be like the official hand of the queen of the Seven Kingdoms. Maybe, probably not, but maybe. Or that he's feeling more and more conflicted about the Cersei dilemma. And like he's battling allegiances in a sense. Maybe.
It could be, but also it could be maybe this is the official pin hand of the king.
Yeah.
Well, no, Dany gave him the hand of the queen, right?
I know, but I'm talking about the the one that his father wore and Ned wore, where it had that tarnished gold look.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he's wearing that, that doesn't bode well for Dany. Well, okay, this is my personal feeling. I think it has less to do with him and Cersei and more to do with him and Jaime.
True.
Because Jaime has gone to the north, like we think he's gone to the north. He's kind of moving away from the south look as well. Not necessarily here, but more in this type of look, with this armor. It's more like a northern armor. So that's what I'm wondering. But I just thought it was interesting because, we were saying that Cersei has more of the gold moving back, and now we have him with more of the gold. Or maybe he's just embracing his family, the Lannisters. I don't know. Lots of
I think it'll be more conflicting because his brother.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
So maybe that's what they're leaning into, or maybe that's just how we're reading it.
Yeah, well, they already had like a meeting last year, right? That didn't go that well, but it's possible now that that Jaime's broken away from Cersei, that perhaps this could be an opportunity for the two of them to mend fences. That's just what I thought. So that could be some tinfoil hat. But the other thing, Tatiana, I was going to show you is, and I don't know, it's hard to see it here, but there's this really other cool fabric on the sleeves, and it looked like it had a little bit of a gold fleck to it. So I'm very excited to see what that looks like.
Cool.
And on the skirt as well. It's on the skirt and it's on. But yeah, this is a very, very cool. But now,
I love that costume.
But why do you think he looks so angry? Like, look at him. He's such an angry little guy. I'm like, maybe
they just told Peter Dinklage, look cool, and he translated that as look angry.
Okay.
Angry is cool.
Maybe he got an offer to play Grumpy.
Yeah, Aston says I can't see him betraying Dany. That's been stuff that's been going on. I've been in some other groups where people are going on about how he's going to betray betray Dany, and I said, if
Well,
that
I
happens,
I
I'm
think
throwing my
because of the whole in love thing.
yeah. Well, I said if he betrays Dany, I'm going to be throwing my TV set out the window.
I
I'm going
think
to be
like
very upset.
I think if this is a big if, but if he does betray Dany for Cersei, it wouldn't be out of filial love or anything like that. It'd probably be out of guilt because he knows that she's pregnant, and he knows that he is in part responsible for his niece and nephew's deaths.
Yeah.
At least the good ones. He don't give a shit about Joffrey, but the good ones, he is in some measure responsible for that.
Sunshine and Silver Arrow says the reason why he looks so angry is because he knows he's going to lose his hand in the next photo shoot. Someone tape that hand back in that picture. Caligula says bizarre mix of period furniture. See, this is so funny. I don't even notice those things. I don't even notice the stuff behind. Like I was just like, what stuff? See, I don't see the big picture. This is terrible. I'm very micro focused. Now, all right. So anything else you guys want to add about? Yeah, someone said his hair looks lighter again, like they've added back a bit of the blonde to it.
Yeah.
Jaime as well. Jaime's hair was looking very dark last year as well, I thought.
Almost that burgundy, dirty blonde.
Caligula's like, that's clearly an Edwardian era table. Laugh out loud. Oh my God, that is totally out of place. I'm going to write a letter to Entertainment Weekly. It's funny. It's so funny. I don't know. It's possible also that, Entertainment Weekly had their own stylists. I'm not sure. It may not be actually the Game of Thrones people. It's hard to know with these things, right? Okay, so now in terms of Jaime, this outfit he has here, part of it is his red sexy, got sex. What is it? Sexy mama back? What do we call that? I'm bringing sexy back. This is part of his bringing sexy back look. From season 5, 6, I think, and from 5 when he goes to get poor what's her name? Marcella. Now, but somehow he's ended up with this. I was mentioning this. He's ended up with Stannis's cape. So Brienne brought it. Brienne said, "Here, I've got this cape. No one's wearing it anymore.
This is my spoil from killing.
Here's a little gift for you." No, but it is. I compared the pictures, so I don't know. It's just again, it's the idea that it's been kind of drawn up so you can get access to your weapons. I think that's the idea. So, but he's added this little breast, this little plate of armor, little chest piece with some plate armor on it, and some skirts. So it's kind of a new look, but not quite a new look.
Yeah, because
it's got new accessories to it.
Of season 7.
Yeah, he wore this at the conclusion of season 7, exactly. So, but this, and there's just a picture of him there. But this is, and there he is on the throne. But this is new. Just this armor. So people were arguing. I shouldn't say arguing. People were saying that they thought it looked like Rob's armor, and I'm like, I thought it looked kind of more like I thought it looked more like the Hound's armor.
Maybe I can't remember. I can't really remember all of the armor, so I have to go back and look. I don't really remember.
Oh, Caligula, sorry, what's that about? She says, why is Jaime's look so weathered? Do you mean the armor, or do you mean the actual
the overall look?
I think just because everything is broken down, because this is a photo shoot, right? So on the show, you're not gonna see all that distressing that's done there. So they would have just done that distressing. Like I saw a scene with Jaime, and I'm like, oh my God, I could barely even see him. So that's why I didn't even bother getting it. It was so dark. But you can see that he's wearing so again, he's got the jacket with the detachable sleeves. His shirt is actually peeking out there.
The true villain of Game of Thrones is the filter.
Yeah, the filter. And then, but the skirts are just distressed. So that's just been done. That looks like it's been done by the breakdown department with some paint. But I don't know why. I don't know where he obtained these.
Because I think in this sense, he's like I said, in the list, that he's shedding the Lannister glamour and the ritzy Lannister armor. And I think he just put on the first armor that fit him and just left And basically it probably is like some used armor plus his clothes that he's had for like forever.
Yeah, yeah. So who said this? Oh, Caligula saying, why is Tyrion's outfit so pristine? And I think the reason why is because he's more like he's the diplomat, right? He's not going to be fighting. I mean, unless he's a terrible fighter. We all know that. He got knocked out his first battle. He got knocked out. Do you guys remember that? So funny. Yeah. I rewatched that recently.
He got knocked out, and then
the second time his face got slashed. So
from a failed assassination.
Yeah, he fights with the pen. The pen is mightier than the sword for him. So I think that's why he's basically a diplomat, I think, and whereas Jaime's a warrior. So I think that's the reason, my personal belief behind it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could make a point about that about Dany. I mean, she should be kind of covered in soot and ashes, I think, because she's like up on that dragon, and there would be like a lot of blowback.
Up in the back.
Yeah.
Almost like, what is it called? Biker hair.
Biker.
Helmet hair.
Helmet hair. No, not helmet hair.
Helmet hair.
Not helmet hair. It's where these guys get on these motorcycles and they don't wear helmets and all their hair just.
Caligula says, I think the pen would be irrelevant now with the White Walkers.
Probably, yeah.
Well, I think, Tyrion will probably be hiding with the women and the.
Well, they can give him a what is it? A dragon glass writing quill.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, but he's gonna be on in the back rooting, I think, for everybody. I'm not saying he's a coward. We know that it's not his forte, right?
Yeah, he'd probably be like in the war rooms.
The war rooms, exactly. The war room. Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly it. So here's Jaime. It's funny how, like, again, I did actually get this from the trailer. So here's an example. We know that this jacket is red, and look at it. Yeah. It looks like chocolate brown or black, right? So that's how we know how much the filters change the color of things.
Yeah. Damn you filters.
What do you think of his beard? What do you all think of that?
Hot. Aaron, he's just like Costa Waldo. He looks good in anything, really.
Aaron, are you outside? I can hear the wind blowing in your hair.
No, it's just the door because I'm getting ready to go do something.
Okay, and also you're not on camera yet. We've never seen your crown. You're gonna have to be on camera before this live stream's over. Okay.
Well, I'm getting ready right now because I have to.
We've been on this live stream for 2 hours, and you're just getting ready now.
No, I had to take off the costumes and everything.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I think this is the final new look. So this is Varys, who is, we have them 3 times on our list, don't we? On our top 20. Varys is the man.
No.
30 Days is a professional face expert with grooming products. He says that's stubble, not a beard on Jaime. Thank you, 30 Days. 30 Days is always still hot. Yeah. Okay. See, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna anoint 30 Days as our facial hair expert.
Sure.
Well, I think it's only right.
Okay, 30 Days. You've been anointed. Actually, we've got lots of beards going on this season.
Yeah.
So
he's our master of beard.
Master of beards. Yeah. I'm going to be master of wines or master of winos.
Lol.
So Varys, this isn't the best picture of him. We have a better picture of him, guys, but this is his new look. So firstly, he's wearing the outfit here, but he's got it with, again, that coat over top of it.
Yeah, the Pantoja coat.
Yeah. What do you think of it? I like it. I think it's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's pretty. I like the other one more, but this is pretty.
Oh my God, you guys, we have the best people in our chat. So Caligula says, "I'm master of background furniture."
Yeah, queen.
Caligula is going to be our historical master of historical references, or master of You can be Everyone's going to become a master of something. Tatiana, what are you a master of?
Perfection.
Perfection. Aaron, what are you master of?
Shade.
He's the master of shade.
Master of shade. I'm going to be the master of wine and coffee. Okay. Hopefully I'm going to be able to get a wine sponsor. I'm still working on it. So yeah, the one thing I really liked about this costume is the fabric's really beautiful on it. So what I had said is that the collar, though, it has that scale on it, and we keep talking about that again. It looks like mermaid scale.
Yeah.
And then and Tatiana, you're a book reader, so I guess there had been some merman.
Oh well, yeah. I'm not a book reader, but I see like an absurd amount of videos and theories and all this stuff, like too much, really. And yeah, they say that there's like a stupid tinfoil hat theory that says that Varys is a merman because he got to Dorne from Slaver's Bay so fast.
Yeah, exactly.
And then back to the boat.
Oh, yeah, the whole merman.
He had a tesseract. He had a tesseract that he just hopped into.
I just think he has war speed. He just has war speed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Caligus is Silas surcoat. Yeah. So we, that's the sort of the pentoshi look. So we've talked about surcoats before. That the fun thing about them is you can belt them in the front and then let them hang at the back, kind of like a cape. So it's kind of like an over cloak cape.
I always call it a half-ass hoopalon.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a hoopalon without seaming, though, right? So and then it's always what the pentoshi look is that they do these pleats at the shoulder. But I call this the winterized version because it's lined in fur. Okay, let's move along here. Oh my God, this one is so good. This is my favorite.
I love that one so much. Good. It could be almost it could be about as good as his top costume in the list, the yellow and blue one.
Yeah, for sure.
I would say.
So I think that this, I am pretty sure that I don't know where this fabric comes from, by the way. It's stunning. But the trim, I'm pretty sure it's Rubelli. They use the same fabric for Joffrey had at Baylor when he executed Ned Stark, but it was in like a sort of a taupey color. And then also he had a doublet made out of it in red in season 1. So I'm pretty sure it's the same. It's discontinued. So I'm assuming that Michelle must have bought it up again. It's like, well, we'll keep it for something. I thought I had a swatch of it on here. Oh, I didn't. I thought I had added a swatch of it, but that's what I think it's from. I'll try and get a swatch of it for next time. So we're going to keep a lookout for where this fabric is from, but it's just stunning. And then Asen says, I want the rings. Aren't they amazing? His ring. He's definitely a merman with those rings.
I think I have those rings.
I don't know where they're from. I know where one of Cersei's rings are from, but I don't. Yeah, they're amazing. And Conleith, the actor, he shaves his head. He's just incredible. I think he does such a good job.
Yeah, he's fabulous.
Yeah, it's fab. And there he is having
the face he always makes just reminds me of Brandon Marlowe as the Godfather.
Yeah. Oh, Caligula wants some Fortuny fabric. Yeah, that would be amazing.
I was seeing the video of an episode. I don't remember what episode, but in season 4 when he talks with Oberyn when Oberyn has that really beautiful brocade coat.
Yeah.
I still laugh my ass off at that scene because it looked like Oberyn was like blatantly flirting with Varys, which is like weird because it's Varys.
I know, I love that.
You don't imagine anybody flirting with Varys because Varys is basically asexual, and it's like, well, Varys is probably like the only person in Oberyn's life that ever rejected him. It's like,
oh, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. We were talking about this. The silhouette is, someone had said it was, Vanessa had said she thought it looked Russian, and then I mentioned that it was kind of like a Mongolian deal. It was actually a viewer who pointed that out to me. And then actually Danny's as well. One of her coats kind of looks like a deal. It's sort of like a folded over. It's like it has sort of an Asian inspiration. So, but in Mongolia they would wear a summer deal, which would be made of a lighter fabric, and then a winter deal, which would be more like this, and it would be lined in fur. So that's why I thought it was a pretty good analysis of that. Asen says next to this one, her favorite is Gilly, which is great. So guys, this is from last year. So nothing really new there. Again, in my head canon, to use Tatiana's words, I had had this idea that after he was cured of grayscale, he went and found a smith or whatever, an armorer maker in Old Town, and had this made up so that he could look all fancy for Dany.
Or Gendry could have made it.
Who?
Or Gendry.
Maybe.
I don't know that he would have had to have gone to King's Landing first, though, right? Wasn't Gendry in King's Landing?
Wasn't he still banished?
Oh, no, Gendry is now...
Caligula, you're kidding, right? Caligula says, what about Gilly's borough dress? That's my favorite. Are you talking about the Tarleys?
Oh, God.
Caligula.
How dare you?
How dare you?
Shame. Shame, shame, shame.
Yeah, sorry. That's like, I hated it. Like, and the sleeves were so, and I felt bad for the actress because it was so tight on her across the chest. Remember how tight it was? It was like pulling at the seams.
And again, I get what they were going for. It's ill fitting. It doesn't fit her. She's too tall and she's too wide.
Yeah, no, I get
the chest and everything, but they could have done that with a better dress.
I was funny because I had so many people argue with me about about why the Tullys, not the Tullys, sorry, the Tarleys, why the Tarley women were dressed that way, like in these sort of like 1980s style Elizabeth, sorry, is it not Elizabeth Ashley? Is it Laura Ashley style prom dresses? That's what I was calling them, Laura Ashley. And they were arguing with me about it, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Even the mirror,
I thought we stepped in for a little bit.
Right.
Yeah,
I am sorry, people. They are ugly.
Bubba Husky said, "Look good in that."
They're ugly and they're lazy.
They're ugly.
No.
Yeah, Bubba Husky said, "Look good in that puffy Dolly Parton dress." Oh my god! I'm gonna have to screen capture some of these comments. You guys are hilarious, and just put them up on my wall. Just gonna read them.
Well, we can put up on the wall, or we can make T-shirts out of them.
We'll make T-shirts. Indra is in the north, but was he in the north at that time, though? Yeah, Ace is the worst dress ever. That is so funny.
Especially Paula.
Well, you have to remember they were together when they went on that little buddy thing to go get that white or whatever.
Yeah, the white. Yeah.
Oh, Cat Yellow Ranger. Hi, Cat Yellow Ranger. He says he looks like a genie. This should have been Will Smith's costume in the new Aladdin movie. Oh my god!
Are you talking about the merman?
Cat Yellow
started on that trailer.
You think this should
do it?
Oh, we're not even going to talk about that movie. We're going to have to call it the movie that shall have no name.
Oh God, no!
It's so bad.
I had already lost faith in Disney live action animated movies remakes since Beauty and the Beast. Like Beauty and the Beast was like the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah,
just like no. I hate that movie so freaking much.
Oh, hi, Debbie. Debbie's here. She says Morticia Adams. Yes, she does kind of look like Morticia, but in a good way. She's like a red. She's like a red Morticia Adams.
Yes. Well, she's as creepy.
Well, the funny thing is, Sophie Turner was actually Morticia Adams for Halloween.
Oh yeah, she was. Oh yeah, and her husband was Gomez.
Sophie Turner. Was it Sophie Turner?
Sophie Turner.
Yeah, she was. And Jonas was Gomez.
Gomez, yeah. Yeah, so okay, anyway, everyone, I mentioned this before. Oh, here it is. Here is, so she wore it before.
I thought at first that it was a different costume, but then you put like the comparison. It's like, oh no,
I think again it's back to the lighting. So the fabric, this is the fabric from the reverse. So I think what it is on the reverse, it's kind of like a very dark, kind of bluish, purple kind of thing, and then on the and then it's got that sort of like the look. It kind of has that look of the basalt columns sort of thing.
Yeah. Which
craft earth in Ireland,
Giant's Causeway. Yeah, I actually went there and I stepped on the Giant's Causeway.
Did they let you walk on it?
Yeah, that was. I went there just before they roped it off.
Yeah, Asen did an amazing job making a scale version of Mel. But now when I looked at the dress for Mel, I didn't recognize it. Asen, what was that based off of? Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to be a honeycomb. So the idea is that it's sort of picking up on her necklace, right? And then all of the red priests and priestesses have that sort of motif. So it's
Yeah,
sort of
they always have that natural geography.
Yeah, what I love about this fabric in particular is that it looks like a wall, and like there's light shining through the wall.
Yeah, I think it looks like hell is shining through. It's like the earth is cracked in hell.
Yeah, it looks like oh, what are things called? Those beautiful those glass windows. What are they called?
Oh, like stained glass?
Like stained glass and
like stained glass. Yeah, it is. It's really beautiful. Asen's is Oh, Asen, which dress was it though that you made for Mel? I didn't recognize it. So there it is again. Okay, and there she is with
Also, Caligula asks, which one was it? Ever saw the French live action Beauty and the Beast from 2013? I did actually see it. It is better than the American Beauty and the Beast, but honestly, anything is better than the American Beauty and the Beast. I didn't love it. I didn't really think much of it, but I really liked the costumes, and it was pretty.
You know, it's funny. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But overall, it was good. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but it was like. Also, I thought there were like some points that were like unnecessary, like the weird animal things that really didn't do anything for the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't crazy with the live action either.
It was somewhat better than the American Disney live action.
And it's funny that Carice, is it Carice? She's really good friends with the actor who plays what's his name? I've lost his name. Help me with his name, guys. What's this guy's name again?
Davos.
Davos, yeah. They're really good friends in real life, apparently.
Cool.
I've seen them in interviews. They've known each other for a long time.
Well, it's kind of like Cersei and Tyrion. Like they're like best friends in real life.
I know. Yeah, it's really funny. He's giving her that look like, you burned my little girl, biatch.
You burned my tutor.
Anyway, so poor Davos, I think he's worn this outfit for like 6 years. Someone get this poor man a new outfit. That's the only
costume like ever.
Yeah, someone get this poor man a new outfit. Hi, Catherine.
I'm telling you, if they made a costume from his, what was the name? Arya's little boy costume, Jorah's shirt, they could have their own like NASA system.
Yeah, exactly. So there he is. Anyways, he rocks it. He rocks it though. Again, a beard.
Yeah, I mean, but I would have loved like to have at least like why couldn't like Stannis at least give him something? Yeah, anything. But yeah,
I think Stannis was kind of cheap.
Oh, he was definitely cheap.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hell, he had to borrow money from the Iron Bank.
So it's sort of like a bottle green color. But yeah, nothing new there, unfortunately. It looks
like sea glass.
Yeah. It does look like sea glass. It's a nice color. I think it's a good color for him. It's a nice sort of, neutral, warm color. To it.
It almost looks like storm clouds just a little bit. It kind of ties in with the whole storms.
Yeah, Storm's End. Yeah.
Like
Now he's the Onion King. Someone said the other day, I thought that was really good. An onion has many layers, and I thought that was a really great.
Yes, very Shrek.
Oh, so they're stealing Shrek.
Oh, is that from Shrek? I think that's just an idiom, isn't it? Oh, Caligula says bottle green's her favorite color. Now, see, here's an example of like you can't even see like the green at all. It's just totally washed out. Black. Looks like black. Again,
the filter.
Hate you, HBO. Okay, so this is new.
He was a smuggler.
Yeah, that's true.
Davos was not a pirate.
Asen asked if he's the only one wearing green. Well, the Tyrells were wearing a bit of green. A little just hardly any though.
I think what she meant is that he's the only one wearing green this season.
Oh yeah, I think that's true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the green, like the sea. It's like the sea. So what do you guys think about the Golden Company? This is what people are saying this is. I'm assuming it's what it is.
Yeah, it's the Golden Company, and that's Harry Strickland, the leader.
Yeah. It's funny, though, from behind, he looks like a season 1 Jaime.
I know, right? At first I was like, wait, why is Jaime on that ship?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're doing the exact same weird, what is it, that prehistoric insect with the
Yeah.
back of his armor.
Yeah. I think that the armor, there's 2 types of armor. I think his armor is what I would call boiled leather. It's like a hardened leather armor, queer bully. That's what it looks like. And then he's wearing these sort of harem pants over it, or harem skirt.
Caligula is asking, who is the Golden Company? The Golden Company is basically the greatest self-store company in Essos. They never fail a contract, like ever.
And the cool thing is that if the person who did your contract dies, they immediately become loyal to like their children.
I agree about the sword. The sword does look really great.
Also, they have a lot of history with the Targaryens because the founder of the Golden Company was, I think, like the second Blackfire. Was the Blackfire?
Yeah, he was one of the Targaryen bastards.
Yeah.
Now, what I was gonna say about the actual company, there's a mixture. So it kind of, to me, and you know, Caligula can speak to this if you can see it. There are what look like segmenta Lorenta, I think it's called, which are kind of like a Roman style of armor, and then the helmets look like they're, you know, they've got that little tip thing on them. I meant to look it up. What that style is called, but like, yeah, so they've got the, you know, he's got the hardened breastplate, which I think looks like leather. Oh, it could be, actually, no, it could be metal. What do you guys think? Maybe it's just like distressed metal. What do you think? Or do you think it looks like hardened leather?
It looks like
either very hard leather or it's metal.
So Caligula says it looks like the Turks.
A little bit.
I can agree with that.
That's possible.
I have to look up.
Michelle does use she uses basically, when she does armor, when she designs armor, she's basically borrowing from pretty much every culture. So she's trying every time she probably was tasked at having to try and create an entirely new look for these people. And obviously,
it looks like royal leather.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a hardened leather breastplate, right? Yeah. And then the you know, got the pauldrons and all that as well. But the skirt is really different. Like they look like almost like a harem pant.
Lol.
Asen says she thinks it looks like metal. Caligula says she thinks it looks like leather. So I don't know. We won't know until we actually see it. The problem here is that the picture's just too small. I got it from the trailer.
Yeah.
So they're on their way to King's Landing, and I'm assuming that's where Cersei is when she's standing.
Yeah,
she's waiting for them to arrive, right?
She's seeing them arrive.
Yeah. So that'll be fun to see. I'm dying to see what this guy looks like, though.
Yeah, I know.
Hopefully he's hot. You think he'll be hot? Is he hot in the books?
I do not know.
Okay. Well, hopefully he's hot. Looking for some more hot men. Okay. And then we got, you know, Euron. Euron.
The pompous rock star.
Pompous Keith Richards rock star.
Jack Sparrow of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he's got the same costume, which to me says that he'll probably, I don't know, maybe he'll kick it.
Hopefully.
I have a feeling that the leader or the general of the Golden or Army,
oh my God,
he will kill Euron.
Yeah, sorry. Caligula says he will turn around and be Goofy One Central Tooth. Oh my God, Caligula! No, he has to be hot. He has to be Jaime Lannister hot. We don't know who's playing him yet, though. I'm going to look that up actually, see who's playing him.
Yeah, I think that they released the name of the actor. I just don't remember who it was.
Okay, I'm looking that up after to see if he's hot or not.
Yeah,
but he's got feathered back, long blonde hair, which is always a big thing. I like that. So Pilu as Beck, I think that's how you say his name. He's got his big.
He has the weirdest name.
he's got that sort of like mutton chop style. Like
he's like Wolverine. He's like Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, Jack Sparrow.
Relations with Wolverine.
He kind of reminds me a little bit of the bad guy in Oliver. You know, Bill Sykes. He kind of reminds me of Bill Sykes.
Oh.
If you guys know the musical Oliver. Oliva.
Yeah. Oliva.
Yeah.
I actually played
Oliva.
the housekeeper. The wolf. The.
Oh yeah.
I played the. I was in Oliver when I was in high school.
I love Oliver.
It was fun.
And Caligula saying, "Did y'all wash your teeth today?" I did. I don't know if that's the kind of accent you want to Caligula.
She's trying like a very, very redneck.
Is hilarious. Okay, and then Theon, someone said to me that they noticed that the Kraken doesn't appear to be showing as much, which I said that just could have been wear. But I mean, it could be symbolic that
maybe I don't know.
Because Michelle said the idea is that, you know, the breastplates have a layer of leather over them, I guess, to protect from the salt water. And then each soldier carves their own kraken into their armor. So they all look
like how
different.
the Romans did with their shields.
Yeah. So it's just, yeah. So it's got that individual sort of thing. And so if you look at Yara, for instance, so she's got a cute little weed kraken. It's like a wee little kraken on her breastplate. Whereas, you know, so it could be possible that it's just over time has worn away, but it, you know, it sort of makes sense because he's sort of an autonomous individual now, right? He's not under the thumb of anybody.
Basically.
No, I think he's more like he's a man on a mission for his sister.
Yeah, he's out to he's on a rescue mission.
Yeah, he's on the rescue to save the
Tom
Queen
Cruise
of the Iron Islands.
Yeah, he's the Tom Cruise of Westeros. He's on a mission to rescue Yara. I like Theon. This is a great picture, by the way. I love this picture of Alfie Allen. It's not a great picture.
Yeah, he looks cute.
He's cute, and his hair and everything. I just think he looks really great.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
From Outlander. He was like Jaime's loser brother.
Or his nephew? Jaime's nephew?
Sure, Jaime's loser nephew.
His bastard nephew.
Wait. Oh, wait. Are you talking about his sister's son? The blonde? Trying to think of Jeffrey. Jaime Fraser from Outlander. His loser brother? Who's his loser brother?
He's his brother.
Oh, if he had a loser brother. Yeah. He actually his hair coloring is very similar, eh?
Yeah, that's why he reminds me like a very, very young.
Yeah. His sister's really famous too, eh? Alfie Allen's sister, Lily Allen. She's pretty famous.
She's pretty famous.
I need to see a picture of her.
No, and again, Brienne is in.
Brienne.
I want to see her in a dress. If she doesn't end up in a dress in season 8, I'm going to design her one.
Longbottom said wet hair in the winter.
I mean, she hates dresses, but you know, maybe.
Oh, I mean, no, it's going to be something that she would wear.
Yeah, it'd be like a badass Amazon queen dress.
An Amazon queen dress, absolutely. Like, I mean, that dress that she had to wear when she was fighting the bear, that was so hilarious. She's very famous, cool. and it's Lily Allen. Oh, what did I say? Sorry, what did I say? I said something else. Sorry, guys. Oh, amazing singer.
Yeah.
So there we have Brianna Tarth. Who do you think she's going to get it on with Jaime this season? You think anything?
I doubt it, but I want it, but I doubt it.
I hope if they don't get it on this season, let's just do a video about it.
It's like I know people want her to end up with like Tormund. And I'm like of two minds because like with Tormund it'd be adorable and like he accepts her and finds her desirable because of what she is. But with Jaime, it's just so interesting and complicated and fascinating, and I love it. It's like
some people are saying that they want her with
to redemption.
Clegane.
It's like
and her to have giant babies.
And
they would have big giant babies.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So this is a really nice picture of her. I think her armor is really nice. Well, you know what?
Somebody said, not every woman needs a love story, so that is true.
That's true. I'd like a love story for her, though.
Yeah, that's why I think Sansa shouldn't end up with anybody.
I'd like Sansa not to end up with anybody, but I'd like Brienne to end up with somebody. I don't even have to have Arya.
she deserves to be loved by someone just for being herself.
I mean, even people want Arya to end up with Gendry, and I'm not even necessarily on board with that.
I kind of am, but I know it's not gonna happen because like Arya from season 2 is not the same Arya from season 8.
Yeah.
So,
now we haven't done a dedicated video to Brienne, but I think what we'll do is probably when we get to the armor video, we'll get to Brienne for sure. She has really great armor. Yeah. And there she is on the throne. She looks good on the throne, actually.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fake throne. It's a Photoshop throne, but.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, well, you guys know how I feel about Missandei's outfit. So this is kind of like a Missandei. It's a slightly, I call it her winterized version. It's a winterized Missandei.
I am praying that they fix those fucking pants.
Well, you know what I noticed they did, Tatiana? They didn't put that weird opening in the front this time. Like it's just meeting in the front. But those pants were so awful.
It looked like she had a camel toe half the season.
Yeah, it did. It was so unflattering. I mean, it's like,
so
I mean, honestly, you could put like a potato sack on this girl and she would look good. But that was just so really.
I mean, hell, when we met her, she was almost a potato sack.
She gets a fur collar. It's true. Well, she's not. I don't think she's wearing the fur collar here. But so here's what Asun's talking about. She gets this fur collar, which again to me, I'm like, this doesn't even make any sense. What is it?
I like it better than the leather collar thing.
But what would that even do? The force on the outside.
Oh, her shoulders don't feel
shrug. It's like a shrug, but she's back. This is the awful outfit here, Tatiana. This is the last year's my top 10 worst. If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, you can't see it here, but I kind of tore up this costume a bit because she had these really awful pants that were laced up in the front, which it would have looked so much better with like a flat front and then laced up in the back like they normally do. But they did this weird thing, and she's a beautiful girl, and just people were telling me, people were making stuff up like, oh, they're Dany's hand-me-downs. I'm like, no, they're not. Dany's never worn this. Okay, this is where I'm getting snarky. Spread boobs, Caligula said.
It was like one of those old butt flaps.
Caligula's calling the armor she's wearing boob spreaders. That's pretty funny. Well, I get the collar idea because Dany wore a version of this collar when she in Misa with the slaves. So I get why that idea, and I didn't really have a problem with the collar. It was just really the thing underneath it. So anyway, what I always try to explain is that I'm a huge fan of the show and the costumes and Michelle Clapton. Just sometimes I'm going to be like not 100% on board with everything. So that was just an example of where I'm not 100% on board with it. So she chose it for some reason. I guess she has her reasons.
Yeah. Basically.
Oh, did you hold Caligula's comment, Tatiana?
A little. I didn't really love it.
Oh, okay. No problem. Okay. Aaron says pointlessly placed fur. Lol. Oh, thanks, Catherine. So I don't know what you guys think of this collar. I don't know. It's just
it doesn't make any damn sense.
Again, it's better than the leather one, I think. It gives it more texture.
Well, she probably was like, well, we need to do something, right? We need to, winterize her up a bit. I just prefer the outfit that's lined with the fur, this one here.
It looks like they went to like a thrift store and they got like one of those little fur collars. It's like, that'll work.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, not much, I've just seen her in so many better costumes than this. That's all. Like her, stuff for Young Kai and her Marine and all that. So many better. And then again, this is again like just sort of a winterized. What do you call it?
Yeah, I agree with Longbottom. She said, I just don't like the costume at all.
Yeah.
Like I don't hate the coat.
In that costume.
It looks like Bernadette. It's exactly like Bernadette.
Bernadette. I know. But so Grey Worm here. All of the Unsullied are basically wearing this look, and so I think what the difference is compared. I think this happened last year though. They added sleeves just so because it's colder.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only thing that's different. You guys could tell me if if there's anything else.
Pretty much.
There's just a picture of him in the
helmet.
In the helmet. Yeah. Okay. So we'll move along. And then we've got no, we were talking about the faces. This is the other person. I was like, what is with John, what's the actor's name? What's with his expressions? He's here, he looks like he's been hit by a car, or he's like a deer in the headlights. Like, whoa.
No, it looks like they just shot Gilly and her baby right in front of her.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what is happening here? So they've added a big pelt to him. So that shows that he's important, because he's got a big ass pelt.
When I first saw it, I thought like the head of an animal was on the left side of it.
Yeah, well, you can kind of see it. You can kind of see the animal face. I'm not sure if she's used real pelts or not, to be honest. There it is. So I think you could kind of see its feet or something like that. It was a little bit weird.
It just reminded me of the what is it? Those old Roaring Twenties women.
Yeah, exactly. Like a fur stole. He's basically, okay, speaking of actors who've been in, he has been in this outfit since season 1. Poor Samwell.
That's basically, isn't that his Night's Watch outfit?
Yeah.
Or is it a new one?
No, it's a Night's Watch outfit. That's exactly what it is. He's been in this outfit. This is a season 8 image.
It's that and the roll from the Citadel. That's about it. And
Caligula. I just was going to comment about the leather or Swedish, or sorry, the furs. Michelle says that she tries to use faux fur or not virgin fur, so the fur would come from an existing source. Like it wouldn't be what they call virgin fur. You know what I mean? So it's possible that it is faux fur. I know Danny's coat is faux fur. She has stated that in an interview. And you can argue, I mean, I've stated this in the videos. I don't want to get into, the whole thing about.
We don't really have to worry about PETA anymore, so.
Yeah. There's no point in using real fur with a filter, says Caligula. Perfect. Yeah.
I love his face here. He looks like a smolder.
Did I not say Samuel? What did I say? Or however. John Bradley. Thank you. Yes, John Bradley. John with your weird eyebrow.
He looks like a bad smolder.
This one here is so bad. I mean, Gilly looks so pretty, and then he's like, what are you doing?
Finally. This is probably my favorite of the new costumes.
Oh, it's amazing.
I absolutely love this. Finally a costume that looks good on Gilly.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's absolutely my favorite.
What we got there.
It's so pretty, and like it's got they did actually, I was so happy because they've got her on the cover here, but they did a dedicated picture to her, which I was so happy about, to give her her own photo. And it's funny, Caligula, this is the only photo that I did actually notice the props. I was like, oh, I really like that little setup there. I wouldn't mind having that in my house.
I just honestly, maybe it's because we've already seen like amazing costume on the other actresses, and she's had like nothing but pelts and an ugly dress. Yeah, basically. But I'm like, hallelujah, she looks beautiful. And
you say Samuel? Okay, I said Samuel. Samuel.
I love the trim. I love like the flower trim.
Yeah,
on the coat and the dress. And you know what it reminded me of? American Gods. Yes. Cloris Leachman's coat when she walks in the rain with Odin.
It's so beautiful.
Like it had like that Slavic trim. That's what it reminds me of. And I just
know what? Do you know that someone got really mad at me about that I was saying, because I referred to it as Slavic, which there's Slavic gods, right? But I was referring to it as like Ukrainian, and I had someone who got really mad at me and said that I was Russian phobic. I'm like, okay. Anyway, I'm Russian phobic because I called it Ukrainian trim on her coat. Anyway, I love it. And actually, if you look at the bottom here, you can see there's just another like little bit of an underskirt with a little pretty floral tulipy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Here's an example though where you can see some of the breakdown they've done again on the bottom. You know what it reminded me of? Like it would be like, for instance, if they did Beauty and the Beast realistic, this is what I think Belle would look like in the garden with the beast in the winter scene. If they were, if they were to do a Belle.
Well, yeah, it makes more sense because either she brought her own cloak or they got something out of storage.
Probably.
Yeah, I love it. So anyway, for me, if I hadn't seen any other pictures, this would be my number one for the season. But I've yet to see everything. So see, last year I got, like, a lot of people thought that Dany's white coat should have been number one. But do you remember I actually made the wedding gown number one. Lyanna's wedding gown was number one. Lyanna, it was so beautiful. So, and then I think we had Dany's number two. So this year I would probably have this as number one, and I would probably have Varys number two. And then maybe I'd have to think about everything else. Okay, he's wearing the same clothes. Yawn. Yeah. He's kind of boring.
I mean, the actor. Oh,
I like the actor.
I know he has like a 3-name name. Yeah. But he said that in this season, he's actually not going to be so much of a robot.
That's awesome.
He's actually going to be wise and a bit more emotional than, the computer that was him in season 7.
It's so funny because I don't know if anybody watches Emergency Awesome with Charlie. He's so funny. He refers to him as a yam. A human yam, and then he calls Tommen the human potato. He likes comparing characters to root vegetables. It's so funny. Oh my God, he's so funny. Charlie cracks me up. I always imagine Charlie living with his mother. Like he's got like millions of subs, but he's like, he's renovated the basement and he's made it a YouTube studio. But his mom's yelling down, "Charlie, Mom, I'm doing YouTube. Shut up." And that's how I imagine Charlie. Isaac Hempstead Wright. Yes, that name rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, we miss you, Hodor. I miss Hodor too.
I'm waiting for that horrifying scene where like the Whites and the White Walkers come to Winterfell and we just see Hodor in the Horde.
Yeah, did you guys know that Hodor published a book?
Ooh.
Yeah, it says is Hodor. It only says Hodor in it there. Okay, well, here's a picture. Actually, Asun has said, like, for instance, in the poster, she said it looked blue, but I said I didn't think it was blue. So as you can see here, it's actually kind of like a wool.
Like a pewter.
A pewter, yeah. And I thought it looked kind of like an untrashed three-eyed raven. Like, say what the three-eyed raven might have looked like 1,000 years ago or something. I don't know,
where it's not all distressed and tattered.
Before it all got distressed and stuff. But this is actually a pretty good costume. I thought it was a pretty good costume, but just it's from last season. So it's like talking about, you're talking about 2019 fashion, and then you've got, you got to talk about 2018 fashion. It's not as exciting. It's says she loves Frank's costume. Yeah. So then, and then finally I've got this. So, again, I don't know what you guys, this is again from last season. So now there might be a bit more gold in the mountain. I don't know. Maybe that's just the reflection though. But last year it looked kind of like, I thought it looked like Darth Vader.
I gotta
go. So we're gonna have a battle between these two. Do you figure?
Clean game.
All right, I gotta go. Sorry.
There's a picture at Aaron. Is that Aaron? Someone yelling at you? Is that your dad?
No, it's just the whole dinner thing.
He has a dinner he has to go to.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to finish up here anyway. Okay. So what do you do?
I got to go now. I'm sorry.
Okay. Bye, Aaron.
All right.
Bye.
Love y'all.
Talk to you later.
My crown has managed to stay on. Aaron, I'll talk to you later. Okay. Aaron had to go, guys. Sorry. He has a dinner to go to. He lives in the South Carolina, so he always has to go to these Cateel things. He's a Southern Belle. He always has to go to these Cateels.
Yeah.
The helmet is retarded. I think
I don't disagree.
You don't disagree?
Not really.
Yeah. Kalika said you had a crown on this whole time. Yeah, I did. My crown. Tatiana. Here, Tatiana, I'm going to get you to talk. Hold on. Sorry, I have to just unclick this. You talk to Anna, you talk so you can see your crown.
Oh, there it is. Hi.
Yeah.
Tiara. It costs millions of dollars.
I got mine
from
Amazon, but I'm gonna do some working on it. I want to add some thorns, like some crystal thorns. So I'm gonna go see if I can get some. But I kind of liked it because it's kind of got opal style gems in them, like moonstone.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And then it does have some rhinestones as well. But I think I need something else. And then I'm gonna get actually, when the show launches, I'm gonna get a new top. I'm gonna get something blue green. Like you were kind of wearing a turquoise, so. Yeah. I kind of want to go more Lannister colors. I'm sorry, not Lannister colors, but Tyrell colors.
I guess I'm trying to channel Marjorie a little.
Yes, and I'm going to try, and I'm not going to do the wimple though, because that'll just be weird. But no, yeah, I thought I would. Yeah, I could do bottle green. Well, I'm supposed to be, because I'm the old queen. I'm supposed to be more Olenna. A little bit. A little bit thorny. I'm a little bit thorny when it comes to some of the costumes, but no, most of them I love though. You guys know that. So does anybody else have anything they want to say? Oh, thanks, Sarah. Oh, Sarah's here. Hi, Sarah.
Hello, Sarah.
Sarah, I quoted you in the video. I don't know if you saw it. Sarah Scott.
She's been driving for 2 hours from Daytona to Fort Lauderdale in Florida. Damn, girl.
Who did?
She's been listening all the whole time.
Oh, you have? Oh, that's so nice. You look like Princess Jasmine, says Cat Yellow Ranger. Right. Yeah, except we're not going to mention that movie. The movie that shall be nameless.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tatiana?
I was like, Princess Jasmine, you or me? I don't know.
You.
Oh.
You look like Jasmine. Jasmine doesn't wear glasses.
I'm wearing glasses.
Oh, you are, but I can barely see them. Okay. So so Aaron bailed on us, everyone. So we went through the whole list. Hopefully you like that. But what we're going to say is coming up on the program. What do we have coming up? There's a new season of Game of Thrones coming up April 14th. So starting, I guess, April 50th, Tatiana, unless something changes, we're going to have the Game of Queens live will be every Monday, like after the episode airs, so that we can have a little bit of time, right, to look at the pictures, plus if we're working and so on. So we'll probably do that Monday night, so 6 weeks in a row. And we're trying to get a wine sponsor, so we'll be drinking big goblets of wine. I'm still trying to find a goblet I like. I've been looking on Amazon. They have ones that have like the throne on them and stuff, so I'm going to see if I can get something. So if you want something, Tatiana, I'll get you that.
I already found like
Oh, you got one?
A wine glass, and I love it. I'm not going to say what it is.
So you've got one, okay.
I'm waiting for it to come in, and like, yay.
The other thing I was going to mention is that we have a Facebook group, which we've only got maybe 20 of us in it. It might be more now. So it's on Facebook. I've got it in the links in the description, and Tatiana's in it, and Asen's in it, and I'm in it, and Aaron's in it, and a few other, and Jen. I don't know if Jen's here. She's our other girl.
I usually check in pretty often on the page.
Sorry, Aaron says, sorry, I had to bounce. And then, so all that leaves then is Tatiana. So Tatiana, what's your life like in the next month or so?
Well, I am currently trying to see how in the world do I pay for a master's in New York. I'll be designing, I'll be auditioning, I'll be here. I'll be on the group page. Yeah. So if you want to hit me up and talk and just shoot the shit, here I am.
So in Tatiana, in case anybody missed it, she's going to be going. Are you going in September to your master's program?
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
So she's going to New York City. Everyone, she got accepted there.
To Pace University, yeah.
Pace University. So I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you.
And the most amazing thing is that Pace University's theater program is affiliated with the legendary Actors Studio.
That's awesome. So you'll be able to go see the Actors Studio then with James? What's his name? Like
with the greats like Al Pacino and all that jazz.
What's the name of the host? So James something or other. He's got a beard and he's like very old and distinguished.
I don't know. I haven't really seen the videos, but yeah, inside the Actors Studio, it's done with Pace students.
Oh, okay, that's very cool. Yeah, I've often wondered where they got the students for that. And then also, so we're going to be working on, I have a video, I was telling Tatiana, so there's a new season starting today of American Gods, right?
I'm so happy.
So American Gods is out, and I have a video that I've had on the back burner for ages, but it's on the new Gods from season 1. So I'm going to be releasing that. And then Aaron and Tatiana and I are going to be working on the best armor. And then we were talking about maybe doing the lesser, you know, talking about costumes. The overlooked costume. So we'll have something like that. But leading up until Game of Thrones, oh my God, it's like, it is just a little more than a month away. So this is very exciting. And then after that, I think I'm going to have to take a break from Game of Thrones and just do some.
I was thinking, like, if you want to do like costumes from other movies, I was thinking, or other TV shows. You know, there's already a list, but my list, and with an E, you have to see that. As a Canadian girl, likes to see it.
Yeah, I'm Canadian. I got to see it.
There's Anna Karenina, the latest one. The costumes are amazing.
Okay. Which one is it?
Anna Karenina, the one with Keira Knightley and Jude Law.
Okay, Keira Knightley. Yep. Okay, I know it.
The costumes there are amazing. You should also continue Outlander. Yeah, that'll be great.
I just actually watched the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I watched 2 seasons of that, so I'm definitely going to do that. Have you seen it?
I haven't yet. Like I'm slowly catching up on all my shows because I've been binge watching RuPaul's Drag Race since last year, and I have only now caught up.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's James Lipton is who hosts the Actors Studio. You know, he's the distinguished gentleman that interviews all the actors. Yeah. So you have to catch up. So I'm going to be doing Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. The other one I've been watching, which is so fun, is the detective series in Australia. Easton, I think, got me to watch it. So I've watched like 2 seasons of it. So I'm going to do it. It's 1920s fashion. So because I haven't done any 20s fashion.
Also, Velvet. No, not Velvet. The Crown. The Crown. Really should see the costumes are fabulous.
Okay. Oh, you know what? And guys, you know, a show looks so good coming out. If you like American Gods, it's Neil Gaiman. Is Bad Omens. Have you seen that? Oh my gosh, it looks so good. Yeah, it's with David Tennant and Michael something or other. So it's about the devil it's like like David Tennant plays the devil. Ooh. You know, David Tennant. So it looks so good and the costumes look really good. So Jen was saying I should definitely do a review on that. I think it looks really good. So anyway, so once Game of Thrones is done, I'm going to try to do some other non-Game of Thrones shows, because by the time the season's over, I think we're going to be just burned out of Game of Thrones, right? Like we just want to watch something else and see something else. So Good Omens is going to be on, I think, even before Game of Thrones comes out. So, and then I don't even think we're getting Westworld until next year. So anyways, guys, thank you so much. Tatiana, thank you so much. Thank you firstly for the graphic, which you did, which is beautiful, for helping to write the last show I did, which is amazing, and naming all the costumes, which is so fun. I love that idea. I think we should do that from now on.
Yeah.
So thank you for everything you do and for being so beautiful. And we're going to do it again. So if there's another trailer that comes out or some other big amount of information, we'll do this one more time before we actually launch the new season of Game of Queens, right?
There's actually a rumor that the first trailer is the only trailer we're going to see before the show.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
We do not want to spoil anything.
Yes, hindsight. Thank you. Miss Fisher's Murder Mystery. So I've watched 2 seasons of that. It's really good. It's a really great show. And should watch it with my mom, actually. I think she would really like it. It's really fun. So the lady who plays Lady Crane in Game of Thrones is Miss Fisher. You know Lady Crane, that actress in Game of Thrones? Lady Crane. She's
the actress. Yeah,
the one the one that Arya is supposed to assassinate. So she's she plays Miss Fisher. She's this New Zealand or Australian actress. So anyway,
30-day review says that I want a prediction show from you guys about what's going to happen in the next season of Game of Thrones.
I don't know anything about that.
I honestly,
predictions
videos. I have tried my very hardest to be completely spoil free, and if I get any spoilers, I don't believe them. So I'm trying to like my heart is to like go into this open minded and just like not have any predictions. Like at most I can tell you that I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are gonna get killed. Cersei is probably not gonna is probably gonna die. Her baby's probably not gonna get born. And basically more or less.
Yeah, I'm terrible. I'm terrible at stuff like that. I actually watch a lot of other content creators who do prediction videos because I think I'm pretty bad at that. I mean, unless the costumes say something to me, but you know, again, that's not even reliable. Oh yeah, and the Alienist season 2 is coming out. So I you know, it's funny, Asen, I still have another video for Alienist season 1. Oh my gosh, I'm so behind on everything. So once Game of Thrones is over, hopefully we can get to some other content. So I think what we'll do is we'll say goodbye, and I'm going to play out Tatiana. How about I play out your thing that you made again? I just gotta find it. Hold on a second. Where is it? Can I find it? Here it is. No. Okay, I don't know if I know how to do this.
You should also like maybe
I might have closed it. I might have closed it. Okay, sorry guys, I can't play out the logo. Oh, well, sorry. Next time, I got to do some technical practicing. Well, okay, bye, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you all for your congratulations, and thank you all for being here and commenting. You were awesome and fun and funny.
Okay, so we'll see you soon.
Catch you on the flip side.
What'd you say?
Catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side. Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye.